6-pack of those chicken tenders from Raising Cane.
I've never had Raising Cane's. I heard it's good.
What? Raising Cane's is a staple in the South. You've never had Raising Cane's?
You've never taken me.
Because you're bougie.
Well, but I don't really... Because I'm bougie. I guess. I don't like chicken though.
It's the stupidest thing anyone ever write to somebody. If you wanted to get somebody and take them to jail, like, that would be the perfect note you would write.
You know, the Candace Owens also said that she doesn't think dinosaurs exist and that the bones are fake, right?
Wait, I don't believe shit like that. People take things that she says out of context all the time.
Wait, when did you say Nina was stupid?
No, this is good. This is good. Are you guys talking about the Charlie Kirk debate?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Andrew,
I didn't watch the debate. I didn't watch the free trial hearing.
Nina's asking Andrew why we let Taylor call her stupid. I didn't hear Taylor call.
Not Taylor. Did I write Taylor?
The debate was so good.
I would never, Nina.
Sasha. Oh, I see. Sorry. I was like, Sasha, I didn't hear, so I assumed.
Taylor, did you watch the Wilson?
Yeah, Candace Owens slapped the beard off of Andrew Wilson.
I just can't stand to watch either of them for more than 20 minutes at a time. I only have so much faith.
But I don't agree with that, but I will say she did better than I thought she was going to do, because I thought it was going to be really bad. She at least made a few points that I thought were pretty good.
I think she ended up giving herself more credibility. I don't think Andrew Wilson did what he claimed he was going to do.
Yeah, well, it's weird to me that Candace Owens is like a Christian, because if she's going to have this mindset, she might as well try to debunk the resurrection of Jesus if you're going to be positing these like kind of theories, you know? No, it is. No, it's true. Like, we have more direct evidence. We have more direct evidence that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk than we do that, you know, Jesus.
That's not true. Show me your direct evidence. Show it to me. Let's go take a look at your direct evidence.
We have texts and letters of him confessing.
Let's go look at the videos that you're calling direct evidence, please.
Have I introduced you to my good friend?
Yes, I believe you have.
Let's go look at your direct evidence and see how direct it is.
Hold on,
Caleb.
Okay, go ahead.
Is this a replay or is this happening right now?
Live.
I can't see the room, buddy. Apparently, what is it? Apparently, we don't know how to update. I have Dunning-Kruger. We have Dunning-Kruger. What else?
Well, we have Dunning-Kruger.
We're stuck in our empiricism.
Yeah, when people tell us that like free will is real and possible, we just don't even acknowledge it, and we double down on our empirical worldview. And also, apparently, CM is stupid.
Oh, what the fuck? I guess he went over there. He's like fucking.
Let me see if he goes there. Hold on, I'm gonna play it back 1 second.
Yeah, I'll tell you if I see him. Yep, of course he's there. Oh my god, play it.
Maybe it was. Exactly. By the way, Andrew, before you get on this as a tangent, what are your thoughts on James' PTR? Because I believe that is especially huge.
I think I was going to say.
Come on, that friction talk.
Think about it, yeah.
Oh, I have said something about it. I said that it was really, kind of weird.
I don't know if they saw.
And I said that it was like projecting.
What's weird about it?
Well, the strangest part is that between the two of them, there are 5 different hands that you can count.
Yeah, let's start with this. It's a homosexual.
Is this live? Peace.
Yeah, live.
No. I was saying that was the
story. With John Leaf, he's gonna break up.
Is this a replay or is this live? It's live.
Oh no.
This trial has taught me. You're breaking up, Andrew.
John Lee is married.
It must be the Israeli government, right?
Yeah, exactly. This trial has taught me how much people go off of hearsay than actual, what they know. Like, this trial and what Kenneth Owens says when people come back and they say things, I now know how much people just go off of, a clip that they
I'm
saw.
kind of like happy for Abby.
And
But
right back.
sometimes like feel like she doesn't take this shit too serious.
And I was you that was
Sometimes like she's so desperate to try to like fit in.
I know his thought.
Not y'all.
I was just saying, for one, John Lee.
It's Andrew as well.
John Lee
Okay,
is married, and it's a gay PTR, and John Lee is married, so it's kind of weird, you know. And then he's kind of he's got a certain like a rainbow flag, as though we're not just gay, but we're advocating.
He's also a trans flag, so I don't know which one of you is trans in the situation. And also, John has two right hands, so what do you make of that?
Fiction. Well, friction
And two right feet.
bro.
I think that's actually his thing.
Hey,
He's trying to
there's
do that,
nothing
you know,
wrong
maybe,
with having
yeah, is he
two
alone?
right
This is more evidence that James. This is more evidence that James has become more.
Oh, guys,
He's basically the degenerate atheist, right?
By doing this kind
I
of
think that's
stuff.
what you're saying.
She doesn't use the Arabic word
for brand.
Andrew, when they were doing
He's
this
basically a
last
degenerate
night,
atheist.
when they were doing this
Roger
last night,
did confirm that most of the philosophers are actually, not most, but a good portion of them are actually quite degenerate. So,
yeah, but these two aren't philosophers.
Is that
I
a
was-
problem?
You know that Andrew, last night when they were trying to say that they're saying there's some elements of you, Andrew, that might be gay. I defended you and I said, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This sounds like this thing that like non-believers do, where they kind of like secretly are hoping that Christians are gay or something.
yeah, they'll go homophobic one to gay, because that's just funny.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird how like all
Secretly
secretly hope God is real.
It seems kind of weird how all these like very famous homophobic Christians all just end up being gay, right? Like, that is kind of
actually.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
I mean,
It's because they're projecting, and it's like,
I bet you anything. I bet you anything. Steven Anderson is not gay.
I don't know about that. I'm not confident that he's
Oh,
not.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very
Have you seen his
confident.
haircut?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's fucking, he got the gay
But
accent.
Andrew has probably
enough times to know that he's not
I
gay.
have.
This is massive coat.
It is.
Oh, what do you look up a list of like
Oh,
famous
yeah,
anti-gay Christians,
You're
like
welcome.
crusaders who like ended up being gay or like having like
Yeah.
male
It looks
prostitutes,
really
like
bad.
you know, having
Like,
sex
I know
with
there's some
prostitutes.
notable cases, though.
Let's say out of over 2 billion Christians that there's like 359
Yeah, exactly.
million anti.
No. I don't play that game.
And you can pull up a list of 12.
No. I
I'm telling you, I don't think they saw your
It's the-
message. Can you go back?
I can't go back. It's live.
No. I'm DMing Abby.
Oh.
I thanked her for writing in the comments that we're listening.
By the way, actually, is true. They've done these studies that people who are like rabidly anti-LGBT,
Yeah.
they are more like people who are like literally like violent or like they think they kill gay people or shit like that. Like they are actually more likely to be sexually aroused when they see gay porn. That's a fact.
Dude, is like name again one of these like aggressively homophobic, at least like I don't know, Republican politicians that didn't end up being gay, bro.
Right.
Again, like all of them.
Because think logically, right? Like it's so obvious. Like let's say you are truly not gay, right? You do not get turned on by watching guys have sex at all. Then you'd have no issue watching guys having sex because you'd almost laugh at it. It would be like, oh, okay, whatever, it doesn't do anything for me. But if you're like kind of gay and it makes you uncomfortable because you don't like the feelings you're getting, yeah, of course you're
Guilty.
Guilty. So funny.
Dude, let's see what Abby says. And I told her, I'm like, can you go back? I don't think they saw your message. Can you go back and like tell them again that we're listening? I just wanted to talk about his game. But like now, knowing that we're listening, bro, that's gonna be good.
But like what's crazy to me is like I'm just for fun as like an anthropologist, I try to see it from their point of view. And like from their point of view, they really think that like we don't update. So let me make it clear because they want it when you.
Right spread
Right.
it like
Right, when they tell you free will is real, and you point out that makes no sense. Here are the issues with that. It's contradictory. It's not empirical. Doesn't map onto the way reality behaves. They think you're not updating, right? They don't say you refuted my position. They say you're not updating.
Yo, Coco says,
dude,
Andrew and bigotry, no way was new. And we have a
in the
guest,
14th
Alex.
century, when they would burn like people alive at the stake for being heretics, they would probably say the same thing. They'd be like, "We told you Jesus is real. You're not updating. You're not updating."
The irony about this updating thing is that their fucking religion hasn't been updated in thousands of years, bro.
I know.
Their beliefs are fucking ancient.
Every accusation is an admission.
It's pure projection.
Yeah. It's hilarious. But it's scary because what's scary is like, this is truly, you're seeing in like real time, this is the way people remain delusional. Like from their point of view, they feel like they like gave it a fair shot. They feel like they looked at different worldviews, they talked to different people, and like this is the truth now. And they don't realize they're completely fucking delusional, and that's scary.
Yeah, I told you, it's like this kind of group think where like they surround themselves with other like fucking like crazy believers, and it kind of normalizes. If we were in like a truly rational society where, you know, this shit was fringe like it should be, and people like rightfully got called out for most of this bullshit. Like dude, people would be like embarrassed to say this shit in public.
Oh, I know, and he said, fucking Millith was very talkative today. Millith was going like, he's like, it's crazy how they see themselves as some like golden adorned Adonis.
Golden Adonis.
Right. When everyone is telling them they're a leper. And who's telling us we're lepers? Sasha and Bob.
When he said fucking like Sasha and Bob are like some of the smartest people I've ever met in my life.
I cannot believe he said it with a fucking straight face. It's crazy.
But like with the conviction in his voice, bro. Like, he's serious. Sasha.
Scary.
Bob.
Sasha and Bob.
Literally the two most toxic fucking people in that room.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing, boys?
Hold on, okay, you got followers. As I seriously, sometimes I let people like now I check, they have like 0 followers or
Dr. Centimeter, shut the fuck up. Nobody wanna hear your fucking speech.
Who the fuck is this?
No,
hold on, they know me obviously.
You look like
we're getting a lot of little people.
You look like a fucking prisoner, bro.
This is my mugshot, bro.
You look like an inmate.
His mugshot, don't cross them. He's a fucking big time cartel. Yeah, I do. They carry the little daggers.
I'm asking those over here. Do you know what a Sicario is?
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorite movies. That's one of my favorite movies, Sicario, with Emily Blunt.
One of your favorite movies?
Oh shit!
I'm talking about the ones in real life stuff.
No, that's where you live in the ghetto, bro. Over here, we watch cinema, we listen to music.
I live in Miami, dude. I don't know.
Sam doesn't live in the ghetto.
Same shit, bro. That's the fucking biggest ghetto in the world.
He's got a compound and he's got a mansion surrounded in his compound. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell more about your life. But yeah.
It's a moat with like alligators and then like a courtyard with tigers.
Yeah, Sam's like big time.
Seriously, my dad did work for the cartel.
Yeah.
Are you sucking the inmate sticks?
Like Pablo, dude. Pablo fucking, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He's a fucking like legend in Medellin. Fucking, was so powerful. This motherfucker, he agreed to turn himself into the government.
Meaning me?
I like, look. I like white people.
Hold on. What's the verse?
I like white
B
people.
as in me?
Yeah. Oh, was it Ann? Was it Ann? My bad, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I said it.
Okay, my bad, B. I apologize. But no, I mean, I like white people who stand on business about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like white people who don't pretend with me. That's what I don't like.
Wow.
We don't either. Us white people don't either.
I mean, that's like do you, like, people like you who, like, pretend to be, like, he's not really Dominican. He tries to be Dominican. Like,
what the fuck are you talking about? What is guy is so Look, like I said.
Okay, do you respect that guy? The guy that pretends to be Dominican? Do you respect that guy? Just out of curiosity.
Carry on. What were you saying? Yeah, nah. Like, I like the white people who, like, got respect for their culture.
That's right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with racist white people. I fuck with that. Like, you fucking with your own people, I ain't got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
Can you elaborate? What do you mean by you fucking?
I mean, if you would shut the fuck up, I could. You know what I'm saying? You talk too much.
Okay, you don't have to be.
You talk too much.
You don't have to be aggressive.
I mean, I'm black. What do you expect, right?
I don't know what that means.
Alright, well, like I said, just shut the fuck up sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
the most high gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a list.
Okay, I accept your apology.
Apology?
Yes.
Imagine me apologizing to a white person. Are you crazy?
Well, you should apologize.
Right, brother. I hear you.
Well, I'm not your brother.
It was a euphemism, bro.
Don't
take it literally.
Well, don't laugh at me.
I mean, I'm black. I speak colloquially. You know what I'm saying?
David's not white though. He's Peruvian, we believe, and he kind of looks like one of those guys from Love on the Spectrum, one of the like heavily autistic groups.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, he looks like.
Imagine a person talking about you like that. That's crazy. What the fuck? But yeah, nah, man. I ain't got look, white people conquered the known world, so obviously they were good at something. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Now, let me ask you a question. Are you gonna just interrupt anytime anybody says anything?
Probably.
No, you can ask me a question. I mean,
I'm not gonna ask you nothing. For what reason do I need to ask you something?
I mean, I do have a PhD.
I don't care. What does that mean to me, bro? A PhD in what?
Mathematics.
And wait, where did that get you?
I mean, I'm not gonna say how much money you make, but it's working out well.
Brother, I didn't graduate high school, and I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire, and I didn't graduate high school.
Well,
so what does that mean?
$1 million.
I worked for Tesla and didn't graduate high school.
$1 million is not that much money. So.
Did you just say $1 million is not that much money?
Yeah, that's true though.
It's not that much money. I don't know. Maybe you.
Are you crazy?
Maybe you spent $1 million.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Hey, how much money do you have to make in a year? How much money do you have to make in a year for you to be a 1%er?
Oh, that is him. I'm not gonna answer your question. With all due respect.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 4-1.
Hey, Eastleigh. I'm sipping a little red wine, waiting for my dryer to finish the clothes. I've just been doing home chores, landscaping, working out, sun tanning all day. How was your day, beautiful?
Why aren't you his brother?
Yeah. Why?
I'm saying it euphemistically. I'm not being literal.
Well, I'm curious, David.
Yeah.
I thought you were a nice guy.
I am very nice. Thank you.
He's a wolf in
Why
sheep's
wouldn't you
clothing.
consider all men on this planet your brother?
Exactly.
Well, I like Goo. Goo can be my brother, but
Are you Jewish? He doesn't believe in Christ.
Wow,
that's an interesting question.
Well,
Are you,
I'm
David?
just wondering because a Christian wouldn't say something
Bima,
like that.
so
Interesting, right? Are
tell
you?
me if this makes sense. And anybody in this
Wait,
Okay,
Ann, hold on, Ann, hold on.
calm down.
David, are you
Calm down.
Jewish?
Calm down.
No, let me explain. I'll explain to you, King and Bima. So he was born and raised Catholic, but he said that now tell me if this makes sense. Now people know what Catholics believe in, right? And he said that he would marry a Jewish girl and he would raise his children to be Jewish.
Hold on. Stop trying to reason. Stop trying to figure out or dissect David's Bogadia. You're just
I would okay. So my last girlfriend was Jewish, and she's
Nobody
she was
cares.
awesome. Okay.
Nobody cares about your life, brother. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
the thing is, it's like a contradiction because if he's Catholic, how would you want to raise children?
Because he's Jewish.
Well,
they're allowed to lie to you.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with being okay. Okay. So if I'm gonna have,
Wait, hold on, David.
Is your brain malfunctioning?
Let's do
What's
this.
wrong with you?
Let's do this experiment. So, David.
No, I was trying to listen to.
That's
Okay,
also something you're never supposed to say.
David,
hold on, Goo is talking. Sorry.
David, hold on. Let's do this experiment. So, you would consider me your brother, right?
Yes, you're one of my good friends.
You would consider Joe Hero to be your brother, right?
No.
What? Oh, interesting.
This man's a simpleton.
What about William Wallace over here?
He's cool, but not my brother. No.
Okay.
Would you say I'm your sister?
I'd like you. Yeah, you're cool. I always consider you. Okay, maybe.
You're an idiot, aren't you?
Like I would say gun to the head. I would say yes.
Okay.
But gun to the head.
Hilarious. That was funny.
I guess.
Man's an idiot.
So what is the issue?
You're inbred. That's the issue. You're inbred.
That's a personal opinion. I don't know where that comes from.
You're Jewish, brother. I mean, you have to be, right?
Okay. First of all, are you being anti-Semitic?
Wait, you think you're Semitic?
No, I'm asking you. Stop being anti-Semitic.
So no, right? Is the answer right? So how can I be anti-Semitic when you just said you're not Semitic?
No.
How is that possible?
I didn't. Okay, I'm just telling you, stop being anti-Semitic. That's all.
I'm Semitic.
What happened?
Whoa! Don't call me the N-word. Don't call me the N-word.
Hold on. The N-word.
What
did I say
things
the
like the
N-word?
tree? We identify who's the brother.
He just called me the N-word.
David, hold up. One mic on Bima.
Moderators.
Oh, thank you.
Moderators. He called me the N-word.
Oh.
We don't
Do
care.
you not know where you're at? You know how many times I've been called a nigger in here?
Wow. Okay, I don't say the N-word. Okay.
Nobody cares. You're Jewish.
David, you're an interesting
I'd rather be
person.
called the N-word than deal with a Jewish person.
Okay, but I'm not Jewish. Okay. So I don't know where that comes from.
You are.
David is the most flagrantly autistic drunk person I've ever met.
David, are you
He's
drunk?
an idiot.
I don't know.
No, he's not drunk.
I
David,
don't
are you drunk?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. What does it mean? I don't know.
It means
You're a
that
simpleton.
when
That's
you
what
get
it means.
your
Idiot.
autism becomes
First of all, I'm not a
flagrant.
simpleton. I have a PhD in
A
mathematics.
PhD and you're still retarded.
Okay, I just have to say that a
Well,
PhD
first of all,
in
we don't say
mathematics
the R
is
word.
not
We don't say
impressive.
the R word.
My brother's fiance has a PhD in mathematics, and I think she's
Well,
so dumb.
yeah, my friend's fiance.
I'm just kidding. That's not nice. I'm just kidding. David. Well, I mean, like I was telling the truth, but I was surprised that she had a PhD. I was just like, wow, you must save all all of your rationality for just numbers.
You're an idiot. See what I'm saying?
No, but
Okay,
no,
no,
but
I think
David
that's
sounds like a nice
disrespectful.
guy. But what I wanted to say was, I remembered what it was from. Oh, look, 11:11.
Yeah,
It
but
was from.
at least you don't say the N word. This
Have
guy
you
was.
heard?
This
Have
guy
you
is
heard?
saying the N word. That's not appropriate.
David Bobadilla. Have you heard of the book of Verbal Judo? Well, anyway, there's 11 things that you're never.
Favorite books. Go ahead.
Yes, this is where I got it from. And so we did a replay, one of Monica's famous replays, for you haters who hate her replays. And we went over the things that you're not supposed to say in a conversation. One of those things is calm down. Another one that I heard tonight is, what's your problem? Another one is speaking in universals, like you never, you always. No, it was written by Jerry Jenkins, or George Thompson and Jerry Jenkins.
So my therapist, like when I talk to my therapist,
but wait, there's
like
more.
She always said, "Oh, sorry, guys."
So there's others.
Hey, David. Do you know what Dunning-Kruger is?
Hold on, wait. Let me get through
I'm
this.
sorry. Go ahead. Say again. So yeah, I was just gonna say, like, really quick, like, you know, when I talk to my therapist, who I'm gonna see her on Thursday.
Is it Dr. Katz?
Nobody gives a fuck about you. Like, what the fuck?
No, but I was gonna say, like she, you know, makes me realize, like, with all due respect to people in this room, there's some very not nice people in this room.
Look at you. You can't even think.
David, are you?
Well, I'm trying to be nice.
You have a PhD and you have to listen to a woman about your life?
David, have you slept with your therapist?
I mean, yeah, my therapist is a woman, yes.
Do you
But
slept with her?
okay. No. How dare you? No, of course not.
Do you fantasize about sleeping with her?
No, of course not.
Does she fantasize about sleeping with you?
I'd like to know those questions.
I mean, you have to ask her. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know your therapist.
Definitely not. I can tell by the way no woman wants to be with you.
You know, with all due respect, you guys are being very inappropriate.
No, we're gonna start debating Jung versus you know, versus Freud at this point. So that's what we're going
that's
to.
like you know, when I was in the room earlier today, with my Jewish friends,
Guys,
and we were talking about.
Oh my God, you lose.
PTR. This is the real photo of David Goldman.
Oh yeah, you look. Yeah, he definitely was.
He's an invader. He's an invader.
Docs.
You know, you have to give it up to him. He is tall for a Peruvian.
He's not that tall. It's the
How many Peruvians have you met? They're really small. It's like an altitude thing.
Okay, now you're being what do you call that when you're you know, you're assuming things about people?
Dude, I probably know more Peruvians than you do.
How dare you? I mean,
I'm just saying. It's the truth. It's fact.
I mean, you know. Okay, I'm not gonna brag.
This man's an idiot.
I'm not gonna brag.
You take too long to think,
okay,
bro.
1 second. 2 seconds.
Where's the white people that can think? Give me the fuck. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Okay. Now everyone's white now. Where did that come from?
Right,
okay, but
are we ready for an intermission?
But
yes.
You know,
Interrupt.
No,
David, thank you.
No, hold on a second. No, 2 seconds.
No,
for the record.
Hold on, David. We're breaking for an intermission. We'll come right back to you.
It's really funny. Well, it's really funny when you get it about. He's talking about what you're looking at, but obviously the stewardess hears. He's trying to blow up the plane.
That's the type of jokes they give in it.
I was just thinking, is it next month is trying to get a quarter century since 9/11.
Yeah, bro.
Crazy.
Another good joke. So like, yeah, dude.
Speak too soon, but the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling. Still every whisper of the wind, so like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act.
Last, all these things in one are powered. Time that the midnight blossoms flowered.
The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss.
If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root.
Discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness.
Yes, to the heart I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star.
There is one light of the sun, though it is distributed over walls, mountains, and other things instead. There is one common substance, though it is distributed among countless bodies which have their several qualities. There is one soul, though it is distributed among infinite natures and circumspections.
There is one intelligent soul, though it seems to be divided. Now in the things which have been mentioned, all the other parts, such as those which are air and substance, are without sensation and have no fellowship. And yet even these parts the intelligent principle holds together, and the gravitating towards the same, but intellect in a peculiar manner tends to that which is of the same kin, and combines with it, and the feeling for communion is not interrupted. Man, thou hast been a citizen in this great state. What difference does it make to thee whether for 5 years? For that which is conformable to the laws is just for all. Where is the hardship then, if no tyrant nor yet an unjust judge sends thee away from the state, but nature who brought thee into it? The same as if a praetor who has employed an actor dismisses him from the stage. But I have not finished the 5 acts, but only 3 of them. Thou sayest well, but in life the 3 acts are the whole drama. For what shall be a complete drama is dictated in Euphrates, think of Eutychian or Silvanus. And when thou hast seen Alcyphron, think of Tropeoporus. And when thou hast seen Xenophon, think of Crito or Severus. And when thou hast looked on thyself, think of any other Caesar. And in the case of everyone doing like manner, then let this thought be in thy mind, where there are those men, nowhere or nobody knows where, for thus continuously thou wilt look at human things as smoke and nothing at all, especially if thou reflectest at the same time that what has once changed, then never existed any infinite.
He says you're rich.
I'm a millionaire, brother.
A million is
a millionaire.
Million is nothing, especially in California.
To get that dirty ass wig on top of your head, nigga. Okay, you're wearing a fucking lace front. You're literally wearing a fucking lace front. Like, where are your hoop earrings? Like, are you okay? Where are your hoop earrings? You wearing a fucking lace front. That ain't all your hair. You wearing fucking...
Wait, you think this is in my hair?
You look stupid. You look like the nigga version
Nigga,
of
what do I look like?
You
My
look like
mom?
the nigga version
What I look like my mom wearing a lace
You
front?
look
Are you
stupid.
crazy?
You look very stupid.
Are you crazy, bro? Well, a black man wearing a lace front is disgusting. Never, brother. Never.
Yeah, but you have to agree, like $1 million isn't
So get that rug off your nappy head.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, brother. You're poor.
Wow.
Arguing with me is insane. You should argue for your own people and shit. You said you're black though, right? Damn, it got quiet in here. That's crazy.
Imagine having a balding nappy wig on top of a balding nappy head. That's crazy. That's crazy. You got a whole balding nappy wig on top of a nappy. That's why I told you look stupid. You look like the niggly cowardly lion.
Did that hit like you thought?
The nigger version of the cowardly lion from Wizard of Oz. You look stupid. You should put your bows in your hair and put on some earrings.
You said I look like the what?
Yes, you look like the nigger version of the cowardly lion from the Wiz. That's what you look like.
Oh, the black one.
You look stupid.
He actually might be.
You look stupid. You look stupid. You need to
imagine me caring about.
Accept the fact that you're old. You're over the hill. You don't need to stop acting like you're young. You look stupid.
Who said I'm young, brother? I'm 31 years old. Who said I'm young?
Well, you look like shit. You look like you're 30 years old from 90. Like you look like shit.
What do you mean?
Wow.
You on Clubhouse worried about other people. You look like shit.
Nigga, I'm never on here. Wow. Put it like this.
You were on here in Woke's room the other day, weren't you?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. I get on here when I'm fucked up every once in a while, like every couple of months.
Hey, calm down.
But I will say this though. I'm gonna be honest. I like arguing with niggas. You know what I'm saying? But every once in a while though, I disappear. Like I got invited to this app, bro. You know, like I was on here when this app first started.
All right, so
I don't spend.
All right, calm down.
You said what?
I said so were we.
Listen. If somebody made a meme
and you have 2.1 followers.
You look stupid.
2.1K followers, bro. And you're on here all the time.
You look stupid.
You said what, big dog?
Whoa, wow.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking about
Stop calling him the N-word.
God damn it, David, will you shut up?
David, shush.
Yeah,
literally, shut the fuck up.
Okay, well, first of all, don't tell me that. So shut
the fuck up, you dumb goddamn beaner. Go back to fucking wherever you're from.
There you go. Yeah, see. I fuck with that bitch, bro.
I'm from
Joe and Pepe, they're the type of white boys I can deal with, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I can deal with that.
Pepe is not white, and I'm from New York. I'm not from.
Yeah, but you're Peruvian either, despite being from New York.
Well, I was born in the U.S. So.
Wait, why'd you just
Still
let him talk to you like that? Why'd you let him just talk to you like that?
Because he's a beaner. He knows that he can't do anything about it.
I'm okay with
You should argue with Pepe and Joe anytime they say
Pepe's
anything.
fine. Pepe's fine. He doesn't bother me.
No, he's really not fine. He's racist as hell. But
well, it sounds
it
sounds like you're more racist. No offense.
I mean, me and Pepe are neck and neck when it comes to racism. You know, like. But you not arguing with somebody and they just talk to you like that is disgusting.
Well, I'm actually arguing with you.
Yeah, but you're a dirty beaner, David. You need to shut up.
Yeah, but I do have a PhD. So.
Yeah, it's fine, beaner. You don't care.
Wait, are you a millionaire?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
He's a trust fund.
There's nothing wrong with being a trust fund.
Ooh, that's so in other words, he hasn't earned the money his family did.
Exactly. Imagine me trying to argue with you and you inherited your wealth. How dare you?
What did you do for your wealth?
But you inherited it. So in other words, you did nothing for yourself. Which means literally, if you inherited your wealth and you flex on being wealthy,
I never flex anything.
That's stolen valor. No, that's stolen valor.
Stolen valor, literally.
Absolutely. You did not go to the grind. You didn't make it from the bottom to the top, and you have not shed. And so you can sit here and say, but if you didn't earn it yourself, you deserve zero street credit. You didn't do it yourself.
Exactly. And I can tell by the way that you talk that you're an idiot. Like every single time that you talk, you start stuttering and shit. Your brain doesn't even compute at the rate that it should. Shut the fuck up.
What does that even mean?
So you don't know what the fuck I do. You're an idiot. That literally proves my point.
Watch your mouth.
He's too drunk. Dave's too drunk.
I mean, I'm drunk too.
David Bobadilla, I understand. It's like, you've lived a soft life. Your parents, you think you're cultured because you have parents who can afford shit that they earned and afforded to you, but you could not afford to yourself, and that's amazing.
No, that's not appropriate.
But it's a reality. Like if you are somebody who it lives off of your family, but you did not actually accrue any of that wealth yourself, like that you're nothing for your family, for example, like your dad or grandfather, they would be in business meetings with big wigs, and they would have their talks, they would do negotiations, whatever, and they could do that. That's cool. If you're lucky enough that you were born to a family like that.
Calm down, relax.
Hold on, Florida. But you were lucky enough to be born in a family that could do it.
Oh no, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to him.
No, I get it. But
wait, him who?
You.
Him, you.
But when it comes to
you're an idiot. That's what
hold on, but when it comes to
calm down.
But when it comes to, okay, unfortunately, this is where the wealth disparity that you see, you basically get the Paris Hiltons, you get the retards that basically inherit a lot of wealth, and they are, I don't know, they think they're better than, despite
I don't think I'm better than anybody.
Absolutely nothing in their life except for being drunk on Discord.
I'm not better than anybody.
Or Funhouse all day.
Well, I don't know what that means. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I got a PhD. You dropped it 3 or 4 times tonight. I got a PhD. And I don't even know if you got a PhD.
Okay, but
the reason being is your blood alcohol level has never been below 0.30, so I can't gauge that.
Pepe, click on my.
Well, the only reason I say I have a
click on my
PhD.
PTR and blow it up. This is a real photo before David edits.
Yo, Wallace, I'm blocked from that room now because of Timothy. So fucking annoying, you know, but whatever. It's like, it's such a waste of time. It's so stupid. It's fucking retarded. David Lopedia is a worthless human being, beyond pathetic. I mean, I don't even think the guy can fuck. If all that money could even get him a woman, do you think a guy who talks like that is even physically capable of fucking? No, he's a waste of space. He's on the way out, Wallace.
Wow.
What the hell?
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Oh, that was terrible. Wait, what's a magic?
No,
Negro?
Barack.
What the hell is that?
You got, hold on. That we have black men in here that do not know what the Magic Negro.
Yeah, we didn't make the movie like
Yeah.
like White Man Can't Jump. We didn't even make that movie, but it's like it's funny. But yeah, go.
I believe this is a moment for us to hold content regarding what the Magic Negro really is.
Can you explain it?
Explain it. Yeah, we listen to
Gonna
it.
do it. Hold on.
Or Remember the Titans, whichever one.
I think he's just like saying the word Negro.
No,
That's
it's
why.
a song.
It doesn't kind of roll up. Without the magical Negro touch, you would not have what you have today.
I mean, saying that is kind of, is it kind of racist?
No, it's not.
David, shut the fuck up. Everybody's not victims, bro. Just because we're black doesn't mean we're victims. Are you, yo, he's gonna make me sick.
Stop
Shut the
talking
fuck
to
up.
him. He's like, he's over there.
Oh, poor ass, bro.
Hey, guys, relax.
Okay.
Can we breathe?
I'm relaxed.
Hold on now. Since we have
You know,
people
my therapist was
Hold on, David, hold on. We're starting a content segment. Since we have people unfamiliar with what the Magic Negro is, I have posted at the top the
How dare
article
you.
look, I didn't frame it this way. I did not create this. From the top right here, you can see in post in the Jumbotron. It's an LA Times article that was written in 2009 about the Magic Negro. And what the Magic Negro is that there was a belief that there would come along a black man.
What you're saying is making me very uncomfortable.
David, if I need to put you in the audience for this segment, I will. I didn't invent this. I'm just reporting it.
I actually kind of want to hear
for the
it.
room.
Let's go. All right.
Yeah.
Can you stop saying the N-word?
David,
not saying
David,
the
why don't you
N-word.
go to the hallway and come back in 5 minutes?
Listen. Look, I just come from the deep south. I'm familiar with this, so.
That's not an excuse.
God damn it! No one's in the audience, for fuck's sake.
All right, David. You have to go to the audience. You've been voted off the island. All right. So there was a belief during, the yesteryear and the before times, back before COVID, that there would be this magic Negro that would come along, and he was charming enough to charm the white people into believing that he would be able to save everybody. And in 2009, an opinion article from the Los Angeles Times was written by a black journalist titled Barack the Magic Negro. And it was believed that this man from Barack, this man named Barack, would come and save the Negroes and the white folk. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up.
Negroes,
There's an
don't
article.
say Negroes. Sounds so worse.
I'm not making this up. So there's a song that goes along with this. And if anyone's curious, I'm going to play it.
Pump the Magic Dragon.
Yes,
Pump the Magic Dragon. Yeah, I've heard it.
I'm going to play it as an intermission, and everyone can read, and then we'll read the article. Okay? Hold on now.
Everybody stay on mute. Stay your fucking asses on mute.
Hey man, who the fuck are you talking to? Shut your faggot ass up.
Even when he goes out there and tries to imitate
No way.
Mr.
Quiet,
President,
For the struggle. Is he down for the struggle? Hold on. I need one mic. That's Sharpton's BlackBerry. Is that Hillary Clinton? Now keep in mind, this is the day with BlackBerry service and Black. I know Friday was a bad day for BlackBerry. It was Thursday and Friday. I never lost mine. Well, I lost mine on Saturday a little bit. We didn't receive it, but nonetheless, there's the black dialect for the urban national network and so forth. Let's go back to March 5th again. This is Selma, Alabama, and this is Obama talking about having been in Selma before. The site of my conception. I am the fruits of your labor. I am the offspring of the movement. So when people ask me whether I've been to Selma, I'll tell them I'm coming home. Okay, so she's trying to illustrate here, he is down for the struggle. And in this next bite, this is at the National Urban Network, Obama says that he shouldn't get black votes just because he's black. I should not get the support of the African American community simply because I'm African American. I don't believe in that. That is not what America. Well, you better change your attitude, because Hillary certainly thinks that. I mean, that's exactly what Hillary thinks. Guess they patched it up, folks. I guess Sharpton and Obama patched it up since Obama showed up at Sharpton's big whoop.
Bro, come on, bro. Alright, bro, what are we doing here? Horny, dude.
Some say my raps articulate, and I ain't no way clean. Medium short of this guy, I interloper's dream.
Alright, bro, can we stop this shit? You know this isn't real, bro.
Oh, you're gonna go down.
We can't even hear what he's saying.
That is babe, it's muffled.
Now, why would the LA Times frame Barack Obama?
Babe, it was really muffled. You couldn't make out the word.
Oh, that's a.
Okay, I think we got the point.
So
you get the point.
Play the hot mic moment of Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton on CNN from 2008.
Hey, talking about when he said, "I wish that Negro would stop talking about black people or talking down to black people."
No. That's not. He said that they got him on a hot mic, and Jesse Jackson said, "This guy thinks we're all like a poor country." You know.
Yep. But nobody cares about what Jesse Jackson has to say. I'm confused why that matters.
Why? Well, I mean, I would think that Jesse Jackson, that once ran for president, also was like right-hand man of Martin Luther King, might have an opinion about a black politician, how authentic they are.
Wait a minute. You said Jesse Jackson has an opinion about the... Like, hold on. James, are you black or white?
I believe he said he clipped that nigga's nuts.
That's not like that.
His words.
Yeah. The whole point was, I think somebody like Jesse Jackson has an opinion on the authenticity of black politician.
Hey, like a wise man once told me, an opinion is like an asshole. Everybody has one.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck.
No,
Nobody gives a nigga. Nobody has ever in their life, if you're black, been like, what does Jesse Jackson think about this situation? Ever?
Actually, a lot of it.
No shit, bro. You think all black people are retarded? Like we can't think for ourselves?
That was the whole point of this statement.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know who the. You see, this is the problem. Is nigga. People, y'all act like just because they're supposedly you're supposed to speak for black people, we're supposed to listen to them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we all, like black is very universal. Like it's all over. Like
Exactly.
I believe we're a compilation of so many people. Like I look like we look at the Middle East, we look at the Americas, all the places on the planet that these different colors were, ruddy and the dark black and dark brown. You see that they are all over the planet. So it's like it's a misnomer, definitely. Like it's just like saying, hey, you're European or is all Caucasians. All of them are Anglo-Saxons. No, they're not. They're diverse.
Yeah. Some of them are Jewish.
Would
Yeah.
you say in
Yeah,
the United States, which states would you say are like the most cultural?
Oh, I missed what you said. What's it? And
I said in the United States, which states would you say are like the most cultural?
I think every place is a culture. I don't know what culture means.
Yeah, that's a very weird thing to say.
If you're talking about
The high population states.
I think she really, when she said cultural, she meant
New York.
Oh, like black people, whatever.
What?
I don't get that stuff, man. They say that at our churches. They be saying it like that. Evangelicals, you know what I mean? Like white churches are doing it. They say culture will do this and that. Like culture, everything we're doing is culture, and some of the things y'all enjoy is actually come from that quote unquote culture.
Oh, see, when I meant like cultural, so like when I lived in Michigan, so like Dearborn is obviously like a lot of Arabs. So I meant like cultural in that sense.
Yeah, we're not the same type of black.
Here's Ian.
Yeah.
If we're Pepe, talk about hold on. If we're gonna talk about Michigan in particular,
yeah,
we can look at Motown. We can look at what the fuck was his name? Something Berry. Hold on.
I'm saying Chuck Berry, bro.
There's no Chuck Berry. There's no denying, at least culturally, this is where I extend my hand to black people. That in
We
the
don't
United
need
States,
your hand, brother.
the amount of like, for example, musical, innovation that they had, that was grassroots. It wasn't like manufactured. That literally dominated the fucking world. You have to give African Americans their cards when it comes to that. There's one thing nobody can deny.
Just music, huh, Pepe?
No, I was gonna
No,
say
I used it as an example when it came to Detroit.
Copy. All right, bet.
Yeah, Motown, and then when I was in New Orleans, Joe, like I didn't even realize like the music culture and stuff until I saw it in person how like musically talented people are in Louisiana, and it's like seeing people's second line bands. I'd never seen that before, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, my ancestors, they come from there. My great grandma, she was from there, and Baton Rouge. But it's cool because a lot of the Indians are down there too. They blend in with black
You
people.
mean Native Americans, right?
Native Americans, yeah, basically. Yeah, that's what I mean. We use different terms. I don't know why we do that, but it's just.
Wasn't Drew Brees was one of them, right?
No.
As long as the niggas are not pretending to be Native Americans, niggas are cool with me.
Hey, let's not skip over the. Let's not skip over the food. Let's not skip over the food. Let's not skip over the food.
That's a fact.
Richard, one second. Let me clarify this. So, in New Orleans, every year they have Mardi Gras Indians, and it's been going on for about 150 years. And black folk in New Orleans dress up as Indians because they were treated worse than the Indians were in Jim Crow America. Okay, so part of why they represent themselves as Indians is due to the atrocities that they face.
That's not the reason why.
Yeah, that's not at all. No,
That's you're way off, bro.
I have so much proof.
No, that is the that's why the Mardi Gras Indian.
Bro, that's like
well, go ahead. Tell me how I'm wrong then.
Here's why they do that. Because they used to stay together. So during the misogyny law era and stuff like that, where white could only marry white, black could only marry black, and brown could only marry brown.
That wasn't. Hold on.
That's not true at all. Did you? Hey, wait. Hold on. Don't interrupt. That is
when
true.
it comes to Louisiana, it's a much different story. So you had the decree of races, where basically it was Spanish territory, and you had the great expulsion from at least half of my family. They were Acadian. So basically, after the great expulsion by the British, they went to where? Louisiana.
That's far. Nigga. If you're talking about New Orleans, that is. What are you?
Hold on.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Hold on.
You talk too much.
Don't be disruptive. Okay.
I have not been talking too much. I've been.
Be succinct. Everybody who speaks, be succinct.
So when it comes to that, you had the decree of races, which was Louisiana was a Spanish territory. It said that European.
No, it wasn't. It was French. You idiot. What are you talking about?
No.
Haitian and Creole, French. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm done.
I know exactly
You're
what
an idiot.
Stop. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Louisiana was Spanish territory, and so they had a decree of races, which basically allowed European people of Catholic, faith to be able to move down there. And so that's where you ended up getting the Acadians, which ended up being called Cajuns down there. And they did have like a rather strict classification, much like the Spanish did, whether you're a quadroon, octoroon, Matisse.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're just talking.
I absolutely know what I'm talking about.
He's half right on this.
Yeah, exactly.
So when it comes to like the Spanish had mestizo, castizo, they had mulatto, they had all of these things.
What?
Mulatto.
The Spanish literally had a classification system. The French did too. But the reason why Louisiana ended up becoming dominated by the French people was because of the decree of races, where European people of Catholic descent, which at the time, if you look in Canada, when the British ended up taking over and saying, you guys have to leave or we'll kill you, a bunch of them ended up in Louisiana. And
it was a lot of.
You think I'm an idiot, don't you? You're just talking. Shut the fuck up, Pepe. You don't know what you're talking about.
What did I say that was wrong? You can't prove
everything you just said was wrong.
What I'm saying is there's something that would be taught in grade school. Like, it's not.
Pepe, he's got a moldy fucking wig on. You don't know what's right, Pepe. He got a moldy fucking wig on. Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, there's too much
he got a moldy
hostility.
fucking wig on. Like, I mean, y'all supposed to be making sense with a person that has a moldy fucking wig on. Go zoom in on his shit. He got mold on his fucking wig. Like, I mean, y'all supposed to figure out the meaning of life from this nigga? Like, y'all, like, this
you need to replace your wig. But, like, I don't know why you're not on top of that.
Baby, you see that shit? He got mold in his fucking wig. Like, this is crazy.
Replace your wig, nigga. What's
Let me check. Does he have mold in his wig?
He got mold on his shit.
Can any lady confirm? Can any lady confirm? That we need a lady to confirm it.
It's a kid blog. No,
No, but you're not black.
Where are the black women? Hold on. We don't want to hear from any Africans or Caribbeans. We want to hear from black women.
Okay. That's all I was asking. That's all I was asking. You don't gotta cuss me out.
Yeah, I do. Because you're coming at me wrong.
I'm trying to hold my mouth.
Okay, so the black lady.
Of course, a gay black woman wants to say that a black man doesn't know what he's talking about, right?
No. The black lady confirmed that he don't have mold on his wig. Okay, he confirmed. It's a black lady.
But here's the thing. We are American.
Wait, Pepe, one more black lady.
On the bottom right hand corner, that's mold. You don't wash this shit.
Wait. We have one more black lady. Hold on. Let her give her opinion. Ona, tell us your opinion. Does Pepe have mold on his wig?
I just looked at the picture.
Yeah, does he have mold on his wig?
I wouldn't call it mold, but it does look kind of crunchy.
Yes,
it's mold.
It's mold.
It's mold.
Let's get into a debate.
You got bad hygiene. You sit up here trying to discuss politics. You can't politically discuss your fucking hygiene. Like, what are you talking about? Don't come up in here with a dirty ass wig talking shit to us.
But I don't get. Are we gonna be niggas and crackers?
Whoa. Yeah, like no. I argue with. I'm ready to be a motherfucking nigga tonight.
Hold on, night. You can be nigga as fuck. It's fine. But let's.
Yeah, I argue with white people. I don't argue with gay black dykes. That's what I don't do. You know.
Okay, but okay. Do you
Shut up,
want it
Pepe.
to
I'm
be?
not talking to you, pussy.
Do we want to be nigger versus cracker tonight, or do we want to be American versus non-American? What kind of energy are you guys on
my team. I don't even know dogs. Doctor, don't forget. You're behind this nigga, right? You're behind this nigga, though.
Hey, I can't get behind no dirty wig. I can't get behind no dirty, moldy wig. I can't
Who
get
cares?
behind
My wig is dirty. My hair is fake.
Black woman would never come up with a dirty wig on like that.
You're a gay dyke. You hate black men anyway. You hate black men anyway. You hate black men anyway.
How do you
hate black men?
Hey, Joe, are you really gonna go for that? That guy Pepe just called us some niggers, bro.
Yeah, she not paying attention, bro. She don't care. She hate black people, bro.
You go to bed with a dirty wig on. That's crazy.
She talking about me being dirty, but a white man just called us a nigger, and you don't care.
Yeah, white man just called us
With your dirty wig and that dirty face, I'm gonna make you pussy. What the fuck is going on?
Just let it happen.
You got bad hygiene.
Bro, Black lives matter, bro. Black lives matter.
Don't correct me there, too.
Probably one of the yellow niggas that
sounds like what they want to happen. It sounds like you want this black bitch.
No, y'all.
You black monkey bitch. It sounds like you want to go against the whites. Is that what you want to do, you nigger bitch? Suck the fucking dick. Is that what you want to do? You want to make this into a black versus white drill?
Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
That's what I want to do.
We're not gonna let y'all do this, man. Y'all not gonna derail our room.
Y'all don't know where y'all at. Y'all don't know where y'all at, bro.
I ain't gonna say they
What you mean? We came in here to debate, and we got this cracker in here calling us all
I know
types
you
of
hear
niggas.
me talking, nigga. I know you do, though. You got a pink ticket, so
welcome to these niggas. This is what they do.
But
we weren't even talking about this shit. These fucking niggers came in this fucking room wanting to start shit.
Hey, hold up. Hey, hear me. Why you checking the cracker?
1, 2. My favorite number is 3, so somebody else want to interrupt me just so I can hit the 3. I'll appreciate it.
Hurry up, nigger.
Okay. So some people.
Don't move down, bro.
So I want King. If King wants to have the last word, he can have the last word. Then we're gonna go back to what the hell we were talking about. Or we can go back to what the hell we were talking about.
Yeah. I'll say this, bro. Like I told her, bro. Like she's sitting here trying to argue with me about some dumbass shit because she's gay or whatever. I ain't got no problem with that, bro. But my problem is not with you. My problem is with our enemy, bro. So you can talk to me crazy all you want to, but never forget that the white man. You see what the fuck you sitting there trying to be with him, but he don't. The white people don't give a fuck about you. The real race. That's why I told y'all the real racists don't fuck with y'all, bro. They don't give a fuck about us. I don't know why you trying to argue with me. Like I don't give a fuck if you gay. You want to be whatever the fuck. You can do whatever the fuck you want to. But when it comes down to us, I'ma die and be about us. But you sitting here trying to argue with me and do some weird ass shit. The white people laugh at us when us arguing about that. That's what I'm saying, bro. You talk too much. Period. That nigga Pepe, you saw what he did. He sat there and pretended with you for a little bit, and then instantly got on your ass. They don't respect us. When you do,
yeah, but that's what we call nigger negotiating.
He got the last word. We said he was going to say his piece, and that's it.
Okay, but that's
he
nigger negotiation
Pepe, though,
right
which
here.
I guess now I have to let Pepe speak on it.
Saying that
With his
around
name out there.
All I'll say is I agree with King 100%. Oh, now you people are quiet. That's amazing.
Do we need to move on?
No conversation about.
All right. So the original conversation is in 2007. An LA Times journalist wrote about the magic Negro, and what he talked about was that there would be this figure that would come along that has no past, and he simply appears one day to help the white protagonist. Now, why in 2007 this article was written in reference of Barack Obama, and why would it be framed as such?
The Pritzker.
Well, what we were talking about. We were talking about Louisiana and the Americans.
I think about that article written. I think Obama was already on the radar for the Democrat Party.
Nah, he came out of nowhere, bro.
Well, he did. No, he didn't. He did a lot of work in Chicago as well.
He
did
a lot of work in
Chicago.
It was a fake birth certificate.
Out of nowhere.
A lot of work. He did a lot of work. He did a lot of work in Chicago.
Let him finish.
What the fuck, yo?
Adrian, get your panties out your ass. Let you finish. Finish speaking.
Yeah, finish your point, nigger. Quit your bitch.
Fake ass birth certificate.
Bitch, I'll blow your head off. I don't like you. Chill out. Quit talking. But anyway, by the time that article was written, Barack was already on the radar. He had already been on the radar for at least 3 years.
He's on a radar system for 3 years doing hard work.
Goddamn DNC, and this is where he made his name. This is where Star was born. Okay? In 2004 at this time. Now, mind you, he was only in the Senate for 2 years before they urged him to run for president. By the time he jumped into the presidential race of 2007, well, Barack Obama was already named, and he was a rising
He was a rising star.
He didn't come out of nowhere. He was already.
He didn't come out of nowhere, as opposed to came out of somewhere. Nothing specific, just the hard work in Chicago.
I'm not saying
Barack Obama was one of the worst. By what terms? How was he the worst?
He was not even born in the United States, and that's where the conversation needs to start.
Listen, he was.
You want me to break it down?
Break it down.
That's not what is debated here.
Listen, he was the most consequential president of anybody that proceeded. The Affordable Care Act was passed.
Terrible.
Okay, you can argue it's terrible.
Can we keep it in context of 2007 of the article?
Listen, The Affordable Care Act was the most consequential piece of legislation that has ever been passed since.
Are you serious?
100%.
Yeah. Who's talking right now? Who's talking? Who's talking?
The Affordable Care Act is the most important legislation and spending package ever drafted by anybody.
That's that boy from Nepal. That boy from Nepal.
Fucking bankrupted the country.
That boy's from Nepal.
I know you're not American talking like that, bro.
Yeah, so Rudra,
He's American. From Nepal.
Hold on, let's bring some context into this. Hold on. To be fair, look, we weren't talking about Obama's presidency. This was the lead up to Obama's presidency. However, just so everyone's aware, if you're paying very expensive rates for your health care right now, that's due to the Obamacare because they had sundown.
Shenanigans. That's not true at all.
No, this is very true. Hold on, this is very true. They had sundown.
Trump is the one that changed he took away the Obamacare. What are we doing?
The one thing you're not going. Hold on. Obamacare's still in place. There was sundown law inside the law. There was sundown 15 years after when the subsidies would run out. Now those subsidies have run out. Now we can complain about the Republicans and the Democrats not doing anything about it. But to say this is the most influential legislation ever in place, bro, this was just a money grab. It's only made elitists rich. What has it really done for Americans?
Yeah, so what you guys, if you're not old enough to actually be an adult and a citizen when this actually went down, you have no pushback. Okay? And I'm not saying that to be pejorative or mean, okay?
No, I agree with that. I do.
So then why are you talking about World War II? Why are you talking about
I'm not even talking about that. Put words in my mouth. What you're talking about
in
was
general,
the basis of this was Romneycare. Okay, Romneycare was excellent.
Romneycare.
You talking about Mitch Romney?
Yeah, Romneycare.
Oh yeah, you're an idiot. I can't talk about this. This is weird.
We gotta have one mic. If we don't have one mic, I'm just gonna start posting it down. We're gonna try to have a conversation.
So we get to the end of the 20th century. Okay, so you had Romneycare, which did a bunch of things. One, it said, hey, look, you can change jobs, you can still keep your health care, and that's what it was based upon, Romneycare. Okay, and it also allowed domestic partners within 6 months of establishing residence to be on the same health care plan. Back in that day,
It's actually 14 months.
Okay, well, it wasn't in Massachusetts. Okay, so you know, because I was there. Okay, we weren't. So it was 6 months. All right, so you could have pre-existing conditions, and you could have domestic partner coverage, unmarried. Okay, and everybody loved it. And that's why everybody was like, "Oh, Obamacare, this is gonna be great." And then what you got from Obamacare?
Obamacare's gonna be great.
It's just a disaster. It's like an 800-page document charging boomers for selling their property and funding. Like the whole thing was a disaster. Okay, and it made nothing but healthcare more expensive in the United States, and it ruined all of them. I'm sorry, it's just the fucking truth. If you don't believe that, because you weren't there.
Can I respond to that, please? Can I respond to that? And so here's the problem. We're looking for the difference. When Obama first came into office, he said in his first inauguration speech that they're playing games. He didn't say that the Republicans and the Democrats are playing games with them. He said they're big for what was in
Your microphone is kind of bad, sis. You said some good stuff, but yeah, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
It's not the same, but it's not cutting out.
It's technical. Okay.
I said it was not as okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to fix that. The idea that Obama said he was coming with both parties is something that he told us when he first came into office, and even after the midterms, when we pushed, for the Democrats to be the majority in the House, and he put Obamacare or the Affordable Health Care Act on the table, they still chopped it up. They chopped it up so much to what we have today. And that wasn't his initial proposal. His initial proposal was much larger. And I kind of always put it like this. He gave an encyclopedia to the White House, and they gave him back a Jehovah's Witness pamphlet. And we're all scrambling and arguing about this Jehovah's Witness pamphlet that Congress only passed. But the bulk of what he was trying to pass, the bulk of what he proposed, was played with and denied across the board. And we're still in 2026 are thinking that the dumb shit, the Jehovah's Witness pamphlet that we got, is what he proposed. It's not what he proposed. He proposed something greater. And I want to extend that by saying that after Obama's last term, here comes Trump, right? And Trump's campaign, in one of his speeches that I heard, he said that, this is right after Obama, he said that Black people need their own healthcare system. And I asked myself, where the fuck did that shit come from? So I went to AI and said, well, because I was having an argument, where did he say that? Where did Trump say that? And AI said, he said that a lot in his campaign. He just said in one speech, he said throughout multiple speeches in his campaign that Black people need their own healthcare system. I'm like, yeah, that makes fucking sense. Because he's trying, there's a Band-Aid that's trying to be fixed in healthcare in this country. That is I know white people I know the healthcare system in general is broken, but there's a significant problem with Black healthcare. And people in Congress and people in politics are trying to solve that problem.
You mean the American healthcare system?
Know that that's a fucking problem. And in the original Obamacare, he was trying to solve that problem along with a whole lot of other problems in healthcare across the board. And it just didn't happen because we have a problem in Congress. And it's not it's not a Democrat versus a Republican. It is a governmental problem with healthcare and how healthcare sees Americans and how carelessly they distribute healthcare towards us. Everybody in Congress, you have an ear, you listen. They all know that there's this problem that no one's willing to fix because it's too big a problem. And so all I want to say is, when you criticize the Affordable Health Care Act, you have to realize that Jehovah's Witness pamphlet that the Democrats squeeze through just to satisfy the rest of us is a bigger problem. This midterm shit that we're marching towards is not going to be a solution because there's really not much of a divide between the Republicans and the Democrats in the way that they handle our affairs. And so thank you.
Yes, we're going to get some new voices. We have some contradicting positions on stage. Just the speaker before said that Obamacare was the greatest legislation ever passed. However, it appears Chaya is saying that it had flaws in it, and it wasn't really what Obama wanted to put in pass as legislation, and that he should be giving reprieve because it's not really what it has lived, as they lived up to what they sold it as, right?
I never says the great, I said it's the most consequential.
I would like to address what Chaya had said also too, because there was a lot of important points that she had identified. One, we are gonna agree that if Obama said he was gonna do Obamacare, the Obamacare that we expected, it never went to pass. And we all knew what he promised. It was supposed to be free health care for everybody. It was supposed to be, in the likes of...
There ain't no such thing as free, motherfucker! It just ain't!
What my understanding is. Yet, there were some changes that happened in the process. I don't know if it was his administration, Shia, but based off of what you had said, you probably know that certain machines had different calibrations for different races. And one would say that if you're a black man or a black woman, if you're black, then your blood sugar, you were able to sustain a certain blood sugar, so therefore it's only at this level where you were susceptible to having diabetes. And we found out that because they did skew the machines, they even had the machines at a foundational industrial in a play-by-play build this way mindset that we as black people have had to deal with different illnesses because their machines wouldn't even give us the room to validate us being sick. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, y'all. I feel like y'all are getting what I'm saying. Is that they made the machines.
You're saying it's good enough, honey. You're saying it's good enough.
If someone else could give that and share that with the room,
Well,
I think that would help Shia in what she's saying, because she's not wrong about
Yeah,
it.
so hold on. This is a little bit of code because the Democrats had 60 senators coming out of Barack Obama's election in 2000 when he took office in January of 2009. They had 60 senators. They controlled the House. They could pass any legislation they wanted. Democrats could write anything inside this law that they desired. However, now we're hearing, and I would agree, it didn't turn out the way that it was sold. Now, why would Barack Obama lie to us when he had the opportunity to literally pass any type of legislation he wanted at the time?
And I disagree. Like, you know what Donald Trump wanted to do and what the other, his constituents and
But why did
counterparts.
Barack Obama lie was this question. Why did Barack lie?
I do believe Barack lied. I do believe he lied.
No, but he said he lied about where he's born.
Yeah. He wasn't able to be able to do that.
He said he's lied about where he was born. So he believe it.
No, it was already proven. He lied about his birth certificate. That was proven. You can go to YouTube and type in Barack Obama birth certificate. No, but it's factually established by forensic analysis that his birth certificate was fake.
And I believe
it was not a real birth certificate.
That's such a lie.
I do know that. I do believe that. I do hold that to be true in my heart. I feel like Obama wasn't good for us. But let's talk about why he knew that what he presented to us wasn't going to fly. And this is what politicians do. They're lawyers to begin with. Do you hear me?
And it's not just that; it's the elite that also control them.
Unfortunately, yes.
When you have like Freemasons, you have secret societies that but people try to call out because that's the thing that's running it, and even the apex of that was running things back then, but not to include them for the Obama thing. But just going back to like secret societies, all that stuff runs, and also the people who sponsor them and things like that. Those people are the people that they're trying to appease. So at the end of the day, it's just like when we say puppet, those are the people that's puppeting. And so at the end of the day, when we try to put everything on, Obama, he could be like a scapegoat for racists too, also to put everything on him too, also because he can't do everything in front of all these people.
He was citizen first of all.
They have a legacy to like they'll kill anybody. They kill presidents already before. If this guy dared to try to even touch the topic of a thing that they didn't like again, they are like they're just like a bunch of kings and queens descendants just sitting there waiting for somebody to dance and try to give us a good show, and so to make us feel like we got freedom. That's exactly what's happening. They're just like, hey, let's let one little black token Negro to get in there, and that way we can feel like we're we maybe can let loose a little bit too. Also, by the way,
his mother was white Jewish. What do you mean? What do you mean Negro? His mother was white Jewish.
Hold on.
Relax. Hold on.
No, road drama mod. Hold on. Young, look, we need some clarification. Was Barack Obama tap dancing for the white elites when he passed this?
Oh, they all were, but I would say Obama. I don't think he was tapping too much. He just kept it where it was at. A lot of things got released under him, and it is made to look like, hey, your black guy did all this, but they actually know they're just using that for a moment just to pass pass all their exotic things through him. You know what I mean? And they do that with Trump too. Also with Trump.
Young, sorry to interrupt. Do you think racism is over, like a lot of people say, because we want Obama?
I believe.
I was asking Young. Thank you. Young, go ahead.
Yeah, straight up, Moose. Sure. Hold on, quiet. Yeah, I think I would say racism is always going to continue until God come back, Christ, whatever, whenever we come back. I think racism is a thing that happens with comparison, and I think it happens with the chain. What do you call it? The cycle of life, and I think that's the reason why murders and deaths happen. So racism happens with animals, happens with us as kids, and all types of beings. So I think it'll continue until God levels things out, whatever.
I want to hear what you were saying before he asked that question, because you were on the road, and I think you were coming to a conclusion that we probably would have agreed with. Young.
Okay. Yeah. The closure about it is that these are descendants of kings, queens, and it's all a game. It's just commerce to a lot of these people, and we're just guinea pigs, and descendants of people who are guinea pigs to them. And so at the end of the day, it's all look like a show. Like as a rapper and entertainer, we all know that it's a show. We get our views, we pay for the views, and we get put out there, and everybody think that they're being recommended by YouTube because you showed up on my. No, we paid for that. That's how we got in front of your face. And so like a lot of these people who are puppeteering and stuff like that, they're the presidents, they're the political people who's in our face and stuff. We hear that, but we never break it down. And so knowing that, just to mention the president, when you hear somebody say a president, they do have their autonomy. They do have the right to speech and all these things. But at the end of the day, I already said it. So I mean, like, that's all. I'm not going to keep it.
Okay. Let me ask three questions. Number one, where do we want to start?
I can start. Why are you gay?
Hold on, Rudra. I knew you wanted to come in. I want to give you the mic.
Rudy, will you forfeit your mic to me? Rudy? Where's Rudy in this room?
Bro, you're already talking, bro. You had the ball. You just had to Rudy and rude you out.
Look, you're just, your bitch ass is just mouthing away while this guy he's not even ready, okay?
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
That's 500. Why are you gay?
Shout out to Africa. Fight.
Yeah, go suck a Jewish dick, okay? Go suck a Jewish dick. Don't ever talk to me like that.
Shut up.
Wait,
all right. We're gonna have a normal conversation. Maintain decorum. Maintain decorum.
Okay, wait. I just want to tell Bima. Did you hear that Hayden Panettiere died tonight?
Oh my God, she's late.
Okay.
No, I'm
yeah, that happened this afternoon.
I'm so annoyed that you always.
Wait, Peter Thiel died?
I just got here
now.
But it was during my
Peter
turn.
Thiel died?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Peter Thiel.
She stood for a lot of cultural things, like a lot of moral, virtuous things.
Y'all understand that the underlying narrative behind that death is that it could have been a suicide or overdose, right?
Well, because I saw her.
And his wife.
Yeah.
They always say.
Hold on, yeah.
Yeah, we love that shit.
I saw her recently with Jay Shetty, and she talked about all like things that went on in her childhood and then her addiction, how she went through addiction and stuff like that. But she seemed that she had gotten herself together. We didn't actually get that.
Postpartum. They mentioned postpartum as well.
Yeah, never admit to that. Somebody just told me just recently, you gotta say I am not suicidal. Like you gotta say that because you gotta let people know, hey, that's their very game. But in order for you to make a rise, they gotta get you to say certain things. They know it's what you signed up for. So say at least this. That way we have you on the leash in your fame and all those things, and also the downfall. That's why I think a lot of artists get why they fall off. These niggas, when I say niggas, I mean all people. Most of these artists, they are very creative until they die. So these people back up for some weird reason, not because they fell off. I don't believe any of that shit. It's in your spirit to be an artist till you die. Even if you die, it's probably gonna be there. So I think they're so weird in the music industry. It's so fucking so, I don't know, just evil. Not everybody, but they always want something. Like they can't just love you. They can't just love what you do. They gotta tie you to something, like out of their jealousy. Like we, you know.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that, you know, this young white woman and a mother, you know, had her life cut short. It's like, why couldn't it be one of them nappy-headed, you know, mumbling rappers? You know, one of them long, flat-footed, you know, Negroes, you know, just with the head going in 5 different directions and a bunch of baby mama bastards all over the place. It's like, why could we cut a life like that short? You know, sucking up resources on a government dime as opposed to this young white woman that just had a baby. I mean, it's very sad.
People don't respond to that. Black people on stage don't respond to that. Let them have it.
So how recently did she just have a baby? Was it like a year?
Dr. Adams, don't be here. Let me console you. Don't be so sad. A white actress died. She actually is such a good actress. She's not really dead.
Oh, that's funny. Really fun.
Because everything he just said about black actresses is hilarious.
No, I don't think so. I didn't.
Notice when they were done to talk, my conscience already said don't respond to it. So I'm not responding exactly to what she said, but I thought it was ironic whoever said don't respond. I was like, I felt it every fiber in my being told me, like, that was the wackest thing I've ever seen from any human.
No, Young, don't respond. Young, don't respond.
I'm just telling. No, I'm saying I agree with you so much.
Yeah,
That's right. Listen to your boss. We know the women lead in your ilk.
Don't.
We know the women lead in your ilk.
Yeah, she stood for a lot of people though. For I mean, like, what do you call it? Bring It On, All or Nothing.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans? You know what I mean? Like she was very cultural. Like she didn't have no fear. And even as remember the Titans, she was badass in that little kid.
And Hero.
I just yeah, right, fact.
Yeah. And then she was on, okay, I might be showing my age, One Life to Live. You know those soap operas back in the day?
Yes, I heard of that. Yeah. I did not know you. That's crazy. That's crazy.
These are the days of our lives.
Yo, you know, and is it Annie or Ann?
Ann.
Okay, and you know what's crazy? I used to always make fun of those shows a little bit in a sense, but I watched them though, because Grandma, she always had us watching them. But you know what I'm saying? But with the glass, like notice everything was dreamy.
Yeah.
Like the glass was always shining. No,
It's bringing back.
yeah, definitely. You remember those two twins? They were like old guys. They had white hair. I can't remember the names. Names of my life, all my children. I think it's that. Oh my God.
I love it. Love it. Not gonna lie, us 80s babies, we had a really awesome childhood, for sure. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I wasn't in the 80s, but I envy anybody in here that was 80s. I look at their days, like even Full House and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My God, man. I remember coming to the earth, seeing my brothers, and seeing the clothes that they wore and looking at the videos. I was like, oh my God, this is a dream. And hearing their music, y'all's music, oh my God, bro. Like y'all walked out of heaven, like, I don't know.
The 80s was great. Like, and I feel like the 90s, though, I really wasn't into that, like, grunge. It seemed like very emo music. You know what I'm talking about? That era was, like, depressing or something.
Well, I like it because that's all I knew, you know what I'm saying? But it would definitely, that was a good description too.
Wait, do we end the Obama conversation?
Oh, you still want to talk about that?
Definitely. Why not? That's a waste of time. Talking about
We have to admit that Obamacare was absolutely awful, right? I mean, here we are again now 20 years later. This is what the modern day Democrats do, is they create this stir, a lot of like, we're going to save the world, and then it falls flat and people make excuses for why it doesn't work out, and they say, well, we just didn't go far enough. We didn't do enough. Isn't that what Chaya said?
I think the devil is in it.
To be more critical, is that when we vote every 4 years, some shit like that, the parties that we put in office all let us down. They all let us down. We're being controlled by 1% of our population, and we've been controlled by a very long time. And so, and so you have all these presidents and all these Democratic politicians and all these Republican politicians who are being bought in the lobbying system that routinely tell us a story during the campaign and routinely let us down when they're in office. That's just across the board. And the uniqueness about Obama's presidency is, even though that's already a hard pill to swallow, that you get into a presidency and you have this idea and you want to make change and shit. You have this stubborn Democratic and Republican Party that are being sold off by the 1%. Here's Obama, who's a black man, and they don't want. And he said it. He's the only president who said this in his first inauguration. They're playing games with me. Every proposal that I put in their face, they won't even read. That is, quote unquote, what he said in his first inauguration. So he's got an uphill battle to climb on a hill that's already impossible to climb.
Was it because he was black? He had the uphill.
I will say this. No other president has said that. No other president's inauguration starts off with that. Okay, so then,
does every president that has ever been president face pushback in politics?
And we're not talking pushback. So not only are we not,
they all face pushback, right?
But yeah, and so you're agreeing with me. I'm just saying Obama's
because he was black.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, because I didn't say black, I said Obama. What I said was he told us, because I'm an old lady and I've gone through many presidencies, but I don't remember any president saying the things that he has said about his cabinet or the people he was facing. But my bigger point is not his particular climb, because his particular climb was like steeper. What my point was is that it's both the Democrat and Republican Party. You can't say we put our Republicans in there and we get what we want. We put all the Democrats in there to get what we want. And history has proven that none of that is true. Put none of that. Nothing is true. No party has gotten in there and has given us, the public, we people, the things that they promised in their campaigns. Anything that they have promised us during their tenure in office, they haven't done it. I'm getting an echo. Where am I getting that? Because I can't even hear myself.
No, I understand. I'm agreeing. No, I'm agreeing with you saying.
I just want to finish without
Trump said he was going to shut down.
But I just want to finish without the echo.
Look, my point, I was just agreeing with what you were saying.
Yeah, Trump said he was going to shut down the border. He shut down the border.
How? That's
Can I finish?
But can I finish without interrupting? Can I finish without interrupting?
Trump said no new wars. Trump said no new wars. Y'all niggas got diseases in y'all brains, boy.
3 out of 4.
China, please finish. Let's
I want that. So what I have decided in this room is to just not make too many ways. Y'all want to hear what I have to say? I do. I won't fight it. I just won't fight it. My point. Even let's look at right now. America's all campaigning around the midterms. Where in history have the midterms and us overturning versus them overturning has it ever made a real impact on our day-to-day fucking lives? It just hasn't. It just hasn't. It doesn't matter which party has the power in the White House. They just do not, because they're bought out. All of them are bought out by this lobbying system. That nothing matters. We're at a fucking stalemate. It's the government and the lobbying power and the American people who are fucking suffering. That's my bigger point.
Right. So yeah, I think you probably get most people in this room that are agreeing with you on the establishment.
It's not true.
Alan, let me finish. Just don't interrupt me. I love you, and I haven't seen you.
Sorry, I didn't wait that long.
Yeah, you can. Okay, you know, you better lay out.
Hey, I don't want to
You're
many.
ready. So, Chad, what do you think is a solution to this? What would you like to see moving forward?
The first thing, like historically, the electoral, whatever you call them, people, be
The
gone.
electoral college?
Yep, I want that to be gone. That's the
Okay,
first
so
thing.
so you're going
That
to the
should be
DSA
gone.
platform. You want to change the whole system.
Yeah.
That where we're going with. Yeah, you keep
Yeah.
going. I'm not going to interrupt you. I just lay it all
Yeah.
out. What,
The answer is yes. If you hear me, yeah, the answer is yes. The electoral college needs to be gone. That's first off. Like everybody has said that my entire life. My entire life, that's the biggest rub against this system is the electoral college.
Yeah,
so let that go. Away.
Hold on. Because you monologue a lot, so when you make like bold statements like that, it incites where people want to respond. So Chaya, ultimately you want to take away the rights of states and just lump it all into a system where every vote, regardless of where they're from or if they're legal or not, counts, right? And states don't matter.
So it's funny you said illegal or not. You get rid of the electoral.
True, right?
No, I don't know that part. That's not
Well,
my.
no, we know very well. We know very well. Are you familiar with?
But that's not my.
What do you
That's
mean?
not, when I vote or when I register to vote as an American citizen, I expect the system to understand who's American, who can vote, and who can't vote. That's not my problem. That's another problem. Because when I vote, I know the process. I know that
You're just topping out, though, Chaya. Are you confident? Hold on. Are you confident that the election system is adequate? That the only votes that are counting are American citizens?
Just like I am confident that my phone is not being scammed right now because there are a whole lot of systems in place for my phone not to be scammed. It's not that my phone cannot be scammed, but there are a lot of systems in place to try to make sure that I can have a conversation with y'all without and anything without being scammed. There's systems in place to protect some shit. And so I think there's systems in place to protect that the vote in the United States is coming from a United States citizen. I don't worry about that. If your systems are not in place or your systems are fucked up in some way, that you let people who are not American citizens vote, you need to solve that fucking problem. That is not my fucking problem. That's not just because
Yeah, we machine gunned them at the border.
My problem.
It's, hold on, Chaya. You answered the question. The issue is if you dismiss the electoral college, then it does become everyone's problem if another state has illegal votes or not.
And they need to, and the powers that be need to solve their security issues. That's not the problem. The problem is
hold on. No, but it becomes your problem. Do you agree? It becomes your problem if we start counting all votes not according to per state, but as a nation, it all gets lumped into the same pot. Then it would be like, then it would matter to me being in the state of Alabama, how the state of California or the state of Minnesota runs their elections. Would you agree?
Because you asked me, it's not relevant. For me, as a voter,
hold on. What do you mean it's not relevant? Yeah, I mean, logically speaking,
it doesn't understand the question.
The question, you don't understand my answer.
Hold on. Do you no, it's not. You didn't give an answer. Do you understand the question I'm asking?
So there's two parts. If you had to change anything, what would you change?
Why do they think they're talking to rational people?
And we got that.
The second, okay, so that was actually the only answer. The second thing you're bringing to me.
So if you change, so then you answered.
The second topic you're bringing.
Hold on, Chaya. So we can be clear. Then you answered. However, so if we dismiss the electoral college, that right now that lumps our votes into per state, and our states count as a point system. That would then mean all of our votes would count. Not one vote, one person, would count nationwide, and all votes would be counted nationwide. Do you agree? Can we agree on what you mean when you say get rid of the electoral college? It would be a popular vote. Do you agree on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we agree on that definition. Great.
So let me interrupt you. Let her spiel, man, what before she wants to cancel the electoral college. Let her defend why the electoral college exists in the first place.
James, why do you keep enabling Shia to speak? Are you like her wing person?
No. I'm
Yeah, you are.
Get
him, Alan! Exactly what she did. 15 minutes. I woke up, and then she was done, and then you asked her another question.
Right.
Just ask her out on a date, okay? Making sure it's safe.
But anyways, so.
Oh my God!
No, I
Don't worry, this will be ended.
Yeah, I know you want her to speak, but
Oh my God, we fucking found her!
Hold on. I got her to agree on what the definition is. We got rid of the electoral college.
Without understanding.
Now, try it. No, let's just see if she agrees. At that point, if the nation changes to a popular vote, wouldn't you or me be concerned with how other people voted in other states?
The problem with the electoral college is a state called like Nebraska, and they are very scant people. If you don't have the electoral college, then the votes that come out of Nebraska don't exist. I understand why the electoral college is in place. It's in place because of population control. States like California and New York and Houston, I think, and Miami, these very popular states, they would dictate the outcomes all day, every day because they have the population. I get that the electoral college is supposed to balance that population problem out. I get that part, right? It does negate the fact that electoral colleges own way too much power than they were. The system that I just explained is why they were put in place. Because you could potentially, and I have this in my history, you could have a whole California who is saying that we are. Stop asking me because I don't want to talk. I got other shit to do right now. I just prefer to listen. So whoever's saying I'm killing the room, I appreciate you because I'm gonna stop right there.
Let's go to James. James, can you still man why the electoral college was put in place?
She did already. It was by population. That we live traditionally in an agrarian society. Agrarian society is low population. You cannot have coastal high population, industrialized states overriding the national policy of states that don't have the same kind of financial, economic, population system. It was like that was the whole point of it. So it was all in the Federalist Papers. You know?
Yeah, but there was more to it. Literally, in the Federalist Papers, it literally says the way to contain cheating from specific states. So, say a state like New York registers a bunch of illegals to vote in their election.
I'm pretty sure this is in the Federalist paper, but go ahead.
No, it is used as the regulation against states from cheating. That is in the Federalist paper. You're not familiar with that, Jim?
That I don't think that was in there, but I'll believe you. So go ahead.
So it's intended to put a cap on states because you have to think at that period of time they did each state had the right of how they were going to choose their electors.
Okay, yeah, I follow you now.
Technically speaking, a state does not have to have a popular vote for their state, right? A state could decide, hey, we're only going to allow our state legislature to choose who
What
our
happened in Jersey?
Yeah, well, that's just how the history of our country is. So it was left for each state to determine who they were going to vote for the president, and that would be a way to regulate and not allow a state to run away with the power. I mean, yes, today you look at it as population, because we all just kind of accept that the popular vote in my state is how we elect the president. Technically, it wasn't intended that way from the first place. It was just left up to the determinations of states. Now, they've tricked us all into believing that the collection of votes of my state is what selects the electoral college slate from the state, but it's not. It's still the state legislature. Like, the state legislature is still what appoints the slate.
The only job is to certify votes and elect them. The only job. It's regulation. So the only job. They're not swaying anything. The only job is to collect them and regulate.
They do. I think that they do sway things, because how does Hillary Clinton lose?
And I agree. I think that's the issue with electoral college, is that they can be influenced by politics. That's the problem. So I agree. But the main focus in the very beginning, which was the original question, the only job is to regulate and certify votes.
And how they're being bought out is the crux of my problem. I appreciate the population leveling is when they can be bought out, despite with their state, how they have their state votes is the crux for me. So we need to get rid of it because they're also bought.
Buy them, right?
Politicians, let's see, mega corporations, people with influence who pay the highest taxes to that municipality.
Just sitting politicians cannot be part of the electoral college slate.
Influence.
They are party representatives. So just so we're familiar with how it actually works in real life, is that each state the parties of each state, so the Democrats will select a slate, and that will largely be large donors or party representatives of that party. So the Democrats will select a slate, and the Republicans will select a slate, and then the state legislature chooses which slate actually issues the votes for president based upon how that state voted in their popular vote.
Yeah, but Joe, so was it Virginia or Jersey just said that they were going to go by the national? They were going to override it. Like
there is a movement that they have largely. I mean, I want to say it's about 20 states that have said our state legislature will select the slate based upon how their vote goes. Now, it's a way to circumvent the electoral college by keeping in place the current form of the electoral college, but instructing the state legislatures to appoint the slate of electors from either party, Democrat or Republican, based upon the popular vote.
So, Joe, you're saying that they can't
It's a national popular vote.
Well, there's about 20 states that have signed on to it. However, they're not going to do it until they have enough states signed on board. So they need enough that reaches over 207. So they're withdrawing, moving forward with doing that until enough states do it. And I think you need like 32 states or something to get on board to do this. Make a past state legislature that says, rather than the popular vote of your state choosing or instructing the legislature of which slate to choose, then it would be the national vote that tells the legislature which slate to choose. Are people understanding this, or am I just too deep in the weeds?
No, you're making sense.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. I want to make sure. I don't want to get like, I don't want to drain people out. So that's technically exactly how it works. So Chaya...
Can I pose a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Oscar.
Okay, so does that not seem like just a, like the purpose of it, like whatever you think it is, doesn't it seem like, in effect, a way to dilute the will of the people? What's your position in that regard?
It would be the will of the people of each state. So technically, I don't know what all states y'all come from. I come from Alabama. Maybe we use some others to say what state they come from. It would. I'm in
Mississippi.
All right, Mississippi. So the state of Mississippi, when you guys vote for the president, you're instructing your legislature to appoint a slate based upon who the people and the will of the people of Mississippi have selected to vote for president. Yes, it would circumvent the will of the people of the state of Mississippi if they changed, if the state of Mississippi changes their law to follow who the national vote would be. And then we would all really ultimately be at the mercy of the media, and the media choosing who the president is, because we know, I mean, what's it take for the CNN or Fox News to just say, well, you know, this person has received the most popular votes, and that's who each state should then point their slate on.
I get what you're saying. You're against the idea of, you know, California deciding what Mississippi does. And I'm from Mississippi, and I'm a proud Mississippian. And one thing about Mississippi, like, we didn't get rid of prohibition until a few years ago. So, like, we do our own thing. So I totally kind of understand that perspective on things. But I'm just like, I don't know, bro. Like, how do we get a situation where we elect Clinton, but we got Trump? You know what I mean? Like, how would you diagnose that situation as far as, like, what everybody wanted was this thing, but then we got this thing?
I think you're making an assumption that people actually wanted her.
I didn't want her. Okay, just to be clear. Hold on, I'm just saying. Go ahead.
To answer your question, the point is, if we went to a pure popular vote, then the vote for president will always be decided by the large cities.
Bro, no. Just to be clear, I understand that. See, Joe seems to know more. Like, he seems to know in the weeds of everything. And so I'm asking, like, what's his, like, prognosis on exactly why it is that, you know, overwhelmingly the country can, like, lean a particular direction, but then we still, for some reason, end up in a situation where someone's president that didn't get the most votes. You know, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying, like, what specifically, I mean, I don't know if he knows the specifics of the 2016 election or the 2020 election or what have you. And I would wonder, like, do you believe that the 2020 election was stolen? So, Joe, kind of speak to that, man, like, because you seem like you know a lot, like the details and stuff. I don't, so I'm just listening.
We have to talk about that. I don't know if the percentage split was as large as you think. So Hillary Clinton received 48.2% of the vote. She got 65.8 million votes. Donald Trump received 46.1% of the votes. He received 62.9 million votes. So we're looking at just shy of 3 million votes that separate the so at 2% of the country. So I don't think it was like as wide of a line as they make it out. And when you look at the state of California, there are more registered Republicans, 4 million registered Republicans in the state of California than the entire population of Alabama. So when you have this disparity in different states' populations, I mean, clearly
California could have an additional 2 million, 3 million, 4 million votes, and it could certainly water down the influence of many other states, not just Alabama, but lots of states. They would have the influence over, you know, and if we don't have any way to regulate how California does it. So the point I'm making is like, hey, sure, to respond to kind of how Chai was saying, sure, if we go ahead and go with a popular vote, then I want to be able to have an influence and say in who gets to register in California's election system.
Right. You know, that's just rational. So I have two questions. The first one is there any evidence of actual illegal people voting? Illegal immigrants, that is, voting? Like, is there any kind of, like, data in that regard? And the second question, one moment, and the second question would be, how would you feel about ranked choice voting? But that first one, I'm very interested in.
That's funny. Hold on. So here just recently, James O'Keefe last week released videos. He was in Minnesota because Minnesota had their primary last Tuesday, and they can register people based upon a voucher system. So if me and you live in the same zip code or district, voting district, if we were in Minnesota, I could say, hey, I'm vouching for Oscar. I know he's not registered, but I can vouch and say Oscar lives in this district, and I am the ID for Oscar, and Oscar, you can come along and vote. So some states have very loose regulations on how they register people to vote. That leads people to certainly believe that, yeah, there's cheating going on.
So just to be clear, so you're saying specifically in Minnesota, this covered from James O'Keefe, and if you could like post a link or anything, anybody who has access to this coverage, post something in like the thing so I can kind of look it up. But so you're saying that in Minnesota, it's possible for someone to vouch for someone to register to vote, and that come through as an actual registration. You know what I mean? Like that, does that actually? Does the person, you know, because eventually,
the day of the vote, the day of the election, someone can go into the poll and say, hey, my friend, even though they're not registered, I can vouch for them and they can come along and vote. And up to 8 people are allowed, you're allowed to bring 8 people unregistered to the poll to go and vote. Yeah, this is Minnesota law. So I'll post all that for you right now. I'll give you a bunch of different links on that.
So the idea that if we eliminate the electoral college doesn't eliminate the problem. The electoral college doesn't regulate that problem. It doesn't do that. It just collects the goddamn votes and decides whether they're going to be paid enough to do something different from what their state is suggesting. They have nothing to do with security of votes any more than anybody has a stronghold over my black ass going to any federal building and giving them all of my personal credentials and not expecting that my personal credentials are not safeguarded by scammers, money launderers, anybody who can do some nefarious things with my personal information. When I go into a federal building, I feel it might be the wrong thing to feel, but I feel a security that the American government, even though they are protecting the American citizens from outside sources who are not American, they are also securing my black ass and your white ass from nefarious people within the country. Because they have security measures, they have the CIA, the FBI, and all of that dumb shit that they have to protect the right. No, I'm not done. And I'm going to land here. Just to protect the citizens. So if I go to goddamn vote and I'm not legal, I am not legal, I could imagine that beyond the electoral college, there are safeguards put in place in these United States that make sure that anybody who votes is a United States citizen and can vote. That's that is one problem. The security of the voting pool and the ability for people who are not U.S. citizens to also vote. That is not an electoral college person problem. That's a national security fucking problem. And so let's not mix those two together, because in this conversation we're mixing those two shits together. Because the people we elect to the electoral college don't have the power to decide what security measures we put in place to make sure that people who are not American citizens cannot fucking vote. Those are two different things. And the fact that we are blending them in some kind of fucking way is weird to me in this conversation. And so thank you.
We explained.
No, I'm sorry.
Blending them. But to answer
you got to blend them. Go ahead.
The reason why
I need to figure out
this is because, like we saw in Los Angeles, that the two top contenders were Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt, who was a Republican. And then at the last minute, what they did in order to eliminate Spencer Pratt from the primaries is they paid a bunch of homeless people in Los Angeles on Skid Row. They paid them $1 a piece to vote for the third place, some Indian woman, I forget her name, and miraculously, in the middle of the night, she gained all these votes and advanced to second place in a district that, and she got something like 95% of the votes, which is statistically impossible. So, and you're seeing a lot of that where in the middle of the night, all of a sudden some person surges ahead with an unrealistic and statistically impossible share of the votes. So that's why this ranked choice voting, they're just using it now to eliminate Republican candidates. At least that's what they're doing in California. So I don't agree with it. I think each party should have its primary, and then the two winners of the primary go against each other.
Yeah, ranked choice voting is is
one
a proxy.
thing. Well, hold on, one thing. I promise you, my vote can be sold. If you want to knock on my goddamn door, give me, I don't know, what's my price? $700,000. There it is. $700,000. You knock on my goddamn door, I will vote the way the whole fuck you want me to vote. So and so. that's the same
Okay,
problem.
Shan, you a sellout. Okay, all right. Let somebody else. No, just.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like a lot less money for that. Actually, I think it was like what, $6,800 for 10,000 votes was the going rate.
Okay. So okay. All right.
Oscar,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So, first and foremost, Spencer Pratt is a complete idiot. He's a washed-up reality star who knew absolutely nothing about politics.
Ad hominems, bro. Ad
And he
hominems.
was winning the
This I'm sorry. Did something that I say leads you to believe that it was
did, so I'm responding.
No,
By the way,
no. That is not a question. I know that your education system may have failed you.
Okay.
I know that you may or may not, be experiencing early onset dementia, but I'm going to need you to understand that unless a question has been asked while a speaker is talking, that is not a time for your geriatric ass to go.
Let him finish.
Let's not.
Let him finish.
Let's not. Because I still have smoke for people. Let's not.
You said you were going to find me and rape
Let's not. No, nobody wants to fuck your old ginkgo biloba having ass.
I got to get control of the room. Listen, I've put the post up here. Here's the link. James O'Keefe dressing up in Muslim garb, bringing a transgender, a Muslim, or a person portraying themselves as a transgender Muslim dressed up in a burqa, vouching for them to be able to register to vote on primary day. Look, Minnesota has a very loose registration process.
Did anybody vote? Did they go ahead and try to vote?
Well, you'll have to watch the video.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch the video. However, the idea is to display how loose their registration system is, and this is just one small microcosm of other states. They tend to be very blue states that are just open for anybody to be able to vote. But look, we're going to give JJ a time to respond. JJ, we're talking about the Electoral College, how Democrat states are very loose in their registration requirements and also voting process. If you'd like to chime in on that.
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting for everybody to mic up because I really don't want to like have to be yelling at everybody and anybody. Like, let's not. Timothy, you already know how I feel from the last. So, yeah, so yeah, we need to get shit in order. If I'm definitely for that because I believe that election integrity is important. You know, I don't like people lying and fear-mongering about it like Trump, but I do understand that shit needs to be tightened up. So I have no problem with that. That's not necessarily a partisan change issue. Like, that's more of a, we need to just have better candidates that are vetted and, you know, better governance to make sure that this shit doesn't happen. It's absolutely ridiculous for people to be able to exploit the electoral process, you know, to try to cheat the system. Like I was saying before, Spencer Pratt is a joke, and that's why he lost. So I think it was trash that Trump tried to step in and bitch about his loss, but that's what Trump does. Anyway, this shit that at the top of the screen, I think it's absolutely disgusting. But again, I don't think it has anything to do with the actual transgender community. I think it has to do with people trying to game the system, which I'm totally against. The last thing I wanted to say is to what you said, Joe. This is my thing with the Electoral College, right? I think that I reject the notion that every state has the same value. I reject the notion that every state needs the same voice. I think it's really problematic when we live in a democracy. You know, I know people like to call it constitutional republic, whatever. Like, you know, conservatives say that's fine. But at the end of the day, when people vote, their vote should be worth just as much as the next vote, and it's actually not when we're basically allowing, you know, teeny weeny states in the middle of the country to have the same kind of voting power as New York, California, you know, Texas, you know, like the bigger states. I'm just sorry. It's like if you live in a smaller state, for the most part, you probably don't add as much value to the country as the bigger states, and I don't think that you should have the same voting power. But that's my opinion.
Clarifying question.
Shit.
Sorry, hold on. Clarifying question. JJ, are you in a big state?
Yeah. I'm in NYC. Like I say that all the time.
Okay, cool. So you essentially you're arguing to give more power to your state, right?
Well,
just to be clear.
To be clear, yes. But even if I lived somewhere else, I think I would maintain the same position because one person. My point is, one person should have the same amount of voting power as the next person, regardless.
Like you have something to gain from it.
Well, okay, can I ask him a question? Can I please ask him a question?
Yeah, I was
going to ask him a question.
What's the name of the
country? Oscar and then Alan. Go ahead, Oscar.
Okay, I appreciate you so much. So Jay, bro, now I don't know, bro. You sound like you're African American. I don't know if you're African American. Okay, so like, bro, imagine.
Shia, you don't know me personally. Like, please don't speak on me because I will derail this fucking room. You already said some bullshit earlier in another room. Don't do that, Shia.
He's not African.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't know me.
Hey, look, bro. If he's mixed or something, that's fine. Okay, but I'm saying you identify with that. But I'm saying, bro, if it was if it was majority rule, bro, imagine a world where all of the white people just decided they hate niggas like out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that be a bad thing? I know you would probably say that that's to happen with Trump, but I'm just saying though, like, you know, like if majority really ruled, wouldn't that make the minorities a problem? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think in that regard?
I think that one, you hit it on the nail already without even maybe intending to, because we already have that. The majority does rule, at least in the voting power. I think that Democrats and sane people and moderates and what do you call it? What's the other independents need to galvanize and actually put I'll say this, non-Republicans back into office, because there's a way this shit is going down right now is very, very problematic, and I think that the country needs a break.
For whom? Who's it problematic for?
It's problematic for anybody who's black or brown. It's problematic if you got an accent. It's problematic if you don't have a passport, which literally millions of Americans don't, and you want to vote. It's problematic for people who are just trying to buy gas and groceries at a normal rate. Okay. How are you gonna tell me as a white woman who I can speak for in the black community? That shit is weird.
Me as a person, I only can speak for myself.
Okay, but what?
No. I was asked the question. I
Getting a
answered.
passport. What systemic barrier is keeping you from getting a passport?
No. But money, first off. But
He doesn't need you to cape for him. Baby girl.
All right, so let's get back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I said.
See, the
I
thing
said
is,
after Oscar,
is
Alan.
that
Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
we are in the current moment. There are people who feel like they don't like the state of the government. They don't like who's running the government. And they know that if they went to a simple majority voting system, that they would gain an advantage, and it would be very difficult then for another party to gain access to the White House. But this is exactly what the founding fathers sought to prevent, and which is exactly why they put in the Electoral College, because democracies always fail. Mob rule always fails, and Oscar's example was the perfect example of that. If white people, first of all, white people are not by and large racist against black people, even though there are those who would like to portray that they are, et cetera, et cetera. But if we decided, gee whiz, we're tired of black people and we want to do something about it, then the majority rule would enable that to happen. So the people who are advocating for a popular vote only system are doing it because in the moment they feel like they would gain an advantage, not realizing that it would in the end be their demise. And that again, our founding fathers understood this, and this is why we have the system we have. It's not called the United People of America, it's called the United States of America. So our system is founded around a state identity, not a city identity, not a party identity, United States. We each have diverse and inclusive states.
I love how he gets to talk in this cadence and nobody interrupts him. But when I talk and I talk fast, I get interrupted. It's really weird.
Well, that's okay, Jay.
No, it's not okay. That wasn't for you to comment. I'm just making an observation. I'm just making an observation.
Right, and I
Because he
interrupted
literally
you
talks
before,
like he's slow,
and then
and it's okay.
the last submission you made,
Oh
I didn't
man, come on.
interrupt you. You were right, but I will land with this. Each state brings a diverse, unique, and inclusive contribution to our country. And wouldn't it be terrible if that diversity was destroyed because of the popular vote? If
Yeah.
you want to be progressive, you need to keep the Electoral College to preserve the diversity that our founding fathers baked into our system.
So
Boy, they
Alan,
were geniuses.
so Alan, these are the United States, and there's no visa requirement or no passport requirement for Americans to move from state to state. It's fluid. Correct. It's not as stringent as you. It's not as stringent as you propose it to be, because
where did I propose? I made no such claim, Chaya.
I'm trying to respond to you though, Alan.
Okay,
the fact that it's so that our population
by saying
Alan,
I want to make it more
I just want to Alan, I'm not trying to
I
challenge you.
can't answer a question that I didn't say.
I didn't ask you a question yet, though, right?
Well,
so the
you're
idea,
starting with a premise I didn't make.
I am starting with. Can you let me give my premise? So the idea that the populations in the United States is fluid, and this concept of we're the United States and we separate the states, we're fluid, and so a lot of us will move away from Nebraska, and we'll move to Chicago, or we'll move to DC, and then we'll kind of all go to Washington State, or go to California, or go to Texas. We're still American citizens, regardless of where we move, because this, when we use states as a thing in the United States, and we don't have to have passports or shit to go from one state to another state, means that we're a united people, not necessarily United States. We are united. We are American.
They name it the United People of America.
And the right that has been given to us is that we are able to move from state to state and not have an allegiance to any fucking state at all. There could be some kind of popular situation happening in fucking Nebraska, and we'll all move to goddamn Nebraska, and Nebraska will be the populous state. It can happen fucking overnight, because we have that fluidity in the United States as American. And I think what's more important.
What are you saying?
What's more important, and I'm getting here.
Yeah,
What's more important is that we're American citizens. When I interact with the government, because we sometimes have to interact with the government, like vital records and sometimes shit like that. The questionnaire that they give you in these phone calls is fucking ridiculous. How many teeth did you have in your mouth at 4 years old? Because they know this shit. And where were you when you were 12?
I've never been asked
Yeah,
that.
they know this shit. No,
are you against diversity?
Can I finish? I want to finish. I want to finish this without interruption. Thank you very much, because I let you finish, Alan. What I don't want to do, what I did not do is disrespect you in the way that you spoke. Because I respect you. I respect the way you present
Alan, Jay literally just made a submission about you speaking uninterrupted, and you're interrupting other people.
Right. So Alan, I didn't interrupt you, and the people who criticize you, the way you present, you speak slowly and methodically, and I respect that. Respect me too at the same time. The idea that I can when I interact with government entities, that they ask me some strange shit. When they ask me some strange shit to validate myself, ask my Social Security, ask my father, ask my mother, ask where I was at this particular time and date, and ask when I was this particular fucking time and date, I feel like naked by the time I get through this security man. I feel fucking naked, because you know more about me than I think I know about my goddamn self. And so the idea that you could do that shit with me to validate who I am as an American fucking citizen, and at the same time you have people who are voting who are not American citizens, I have no choice to believe that people who are not American citizens who are voting, someone's allowing that shit because of the scrutiny that I get from the American the systems, the agencies I interact with, that they know too fucking much about me. I didn't even fucking remember about my goddamn self.
Damn, girl, stop cussing so much. Shit.
God You cannot tell me.
I like how
You
you
cannot
said
tell me.
shit.
Come on, y'all, because this is come on. You cannot tell me that the American government has a hard time recognizing an American citizen in
Chaya,
American
hold on, Chaya, why are you diverting the conversation so much? We're talking about elections. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the security over the elections. Did you not follow me?
No.
Security
Yeah,
measures
I
over the
understood what you were
elections.
saying. You're basically saying you go through so much that you are shocked to know that there are
Someone else
illegal
has to tell
voting.
me. Now someone has to talk for me. I actually
No, I was just trying to show that I understood.
I stayed in the vein of the
You
conversation.
asked a question.
Why
You
am
said, "Are you
I?
guys not following me?" And then Oscar was responding to you.
Why?
Yeah, I was just saying, I understood what you were saying.
Why?
Hold on, I wasn't following you. I would like Oscar to translate them.
Oh,
Yeah, like she would. I think I'm mansplaining, and this is bad. But like just to be clear, Chaya, I don't think I speak for you or anything like that. It's just that I was literally like for real responding to what you were saying. Like, do y'all follow me? But I followed you. Like that's what I wanted to respond with earlier when you first made this. Because you were saying that earlier. Yeah.
Thank you, Oscar.
Yeah, like you were saying that earlier, basically, and that's why I posed that question to Joe. Is like, how is it that like are illegals actually voting? Like, is that like, of course you can bring whatever, but like when it comes down to it, like, do they actually like does a vote get cast? Because I'm skeptical because like what you said with all the security measures and such, and I work in fraud as far as like credit cards and banks and stuff, so I see all of those questions that you get annoyed by. I'm one of the people that has to ask them, and so it's just it's like, yeah, like how on earth is that happening? Is that really happening? So I understand your skepticism, and I didn't mean to be your translator. Like I didn't mean to. I'm not trying to insult you or none of that. Like I just was just saying. Like I understood what you were saying. For real.
Thank you, Oscar.
Okay, so I actually it's funny because even through a lot of gish galloping, like I actually agree with one thing, which is you know affirming my point. Like I don't understand why, like in the same way that like you were saying, Joe, like why or looking to me to basically say I have a bias. I feel like a lot of people who have the inclination to want to keep the current uh, college. What you call it? What is it? This shit again?
Electoral college.
Electoral college. Yeah, I just feel it's giving small state mentality. I'm like, at the end of the day, when we're telling the people go out and vote, register to vote, your voice matters. It really doesn't if one person's vote matters more than another person's vote or less than another person's vote. And especially when nowadays it's not really. First of all, I don't. This is the other thing. The founders were flawed in many ways. They got certain things right. I think that the Constitution was brilliant for that time, but we're not in that time. We've actually gotten to
now the
have
time
the
is updated
benefit
and it's
of
stupid.
The documented, like the fallout from, the history of this. We've gotten to witness the problems, the holes, the porousness of this document. And when you're not actually, when things are not, solidly founded in a lot of different areas, then it just can be like a complete shit show.
Okay,
There's
so,
no need for this shit
JJ,
nowadays.
how many corrective actions in the 250 years from the original Declaration of Independence and the Second Congressional Congress, how many course corrections have we made? How much blood and treasure have we made? And wouldn't you call that progress?
Yeah, I'm not saying that there hasn't been progress. What I'm saying is specifically when it comes to the electoral process and the fact that there's a lot of other things that the Constitution didn't get completely right. I just
Such
looked
as,
to this
for
document.
example, what didn't they get right?
Okay, James, I'm speaking right now.
No, I want to
Let that be. Let that be.
Because you're just making
No,
this
no. Let that be. Let that
be.
your last motherfucking
James, just let him finish.
interruption.
It's not that
You
difficult,
can
dude.
Answer the question.
let that
James,
be your
just let
last
him
fucking
finish. Come on,
interruption.
dude.
You're not a fucking mod. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nothing is
It's
wrong.
giving effeminate. Like, relax.
I'm
Say your shit
effeminate.
after when I'm done. Yes, because you have or maybe just petulant child, like combination of both. Maybe you're trans. I don't know. Relax. Take a hormone. Relax.
All right,
Now,
you trans.
it's no. Well, actually, no. I'm a woman. So yeah, respect my pronouns.
You're a trans woman.
No, just a woman.
No, you're a trans woman.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I aspire to be just like your PCR. Now, yeah, the electoral college shit, there's no need for it anymore. And the point that I was making, maybe a little bit clumsily, is that the 4,000. Always during my fucking submission. Okay, is that what do you call it? The Constitution is not perfect. The forefathers didn't get everything right, so I don't look at them as the be all and end all to basically say, oh well, we can't change any of this shit. Yes, we can. I think it's important, especially in our modern, voting structure, and I think it would empower people or motivate people to actually want to vote. How much of our country, how much of the electorate doesn't vote? People don't vote. So I think
Nearly half the electorate doesn't vote, Jay.
thank you, Marshall. Half of the country, and listen, I've done campaigning, and a lot of times what I hear, and a lot of times what I hear from people is, my vote doesn't count. My vote doesn't matter. I've literally heard that many, many times. So if we actually, I'll land with this. Since apparently every time I speak, like people have to get off their fucking mic and do weird shit, but y'all got it. What do you call it? If we actually made that change, I think we would see more benefit, and people actually coming out to vote and actually making, the country actually better.
Okay, JJ, what do you think they got wrong?
There's been about 15 course corrections that the United States has done since its inception nationally.
Thank you.
And as far as the electoral system goes, it wasn't just to give an equal voice to every state. It was to ensure against a populace or more of having Congress have control of the presidency, which they shouldn't have. This is why we have 3 separate branches. They did not a Congress to be the ruling dictate over the entire nation, and particularly in times of the presidency, who is supposed to be also a check on balance of power. Also, they didn't want the president to just have a regional mandate. They wanted him to have a national mandate, which is why the electoral exists. And it's represented based on population by congressional votes, and then you get 2 for each senator, for a total of 4 extra votes out of there. All the 48 states give a national mandate to the winner takes all. Only 2 states, Nebraska and I think it's Maine, split their votes.
Yeah, it's Nebraska and Maine. They do it proportionally.
Yeah, so I mean the electoral system works just fine to make sure that the president is president of a nation and not just New York or California. Those that wish for it are obviously operating from a urban area in a large state and really don't have the idea of what people face, such as in the Midwest, which was Hillary's problem, or what people in the Northeast face in differences to the South or East to West. They're all a variety of different issues, and the reason we want a national mandate is so there is cohesiveness, not so that there is dissatisfaction. Otherwise, we would most assuredly have 50 countries rather than 1 nation.
Thank you for that. But Jay, let me ask you, give me 1 second. What do you think that they got wrong? What would you like to change? What is the founding failure? What would you like to see changed?
First and foremost, I think that there should be term limits within really the entire government. We have that for what do you call it, for presidents. Um, we need, I think we actually need, first and foremost, term limits on the Supreme Court. I think that
Why? Wait.
we also,
Let me interrupt you for a second. Historically, and this is across the entire political spectrum, the Supreme Court is moderated more to our foundation documents, and this includes Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Like, there's a reason why they don't have term limits, because they keep going back to the original document, and over time, you become more originalist. So that's the story.
No, the reason they don't have term limits is because in England during the colonial period, the king could get rid of justices at any point in time, which is why our justices serve at good behavior.
Right. But what I'm saying is historically they become more originalist, and it's a career thing. It's a them returning to the document, and that's why it's a third branch. So why would you want JJ to have less experienced justices on the Supreme Court?
less experience. What are you talking about experience? I'm talking about a term limit.
Yes. Why would you want term limit for Supreme Court justices?
Because you should, first of all, the ruling on your first case should be just as good as the ruling on your last case. Like, I don't think these people, well, first and foremost, for me, the Supreme Court justices should already be judges who made rulings, who understand how rulings work, and who are able to stand by each and every ruling because there's such a significance of it. It's the highest court in the land. So I don't think that's something that you need to work your way into. No, you should come ready to go from day one and be able to stand behind each and every ruling that you make. And if you can't do that, then that's a problem. And we're seeing some of that now.
Well, so let me ask you this. Do you think someone at the age of 30 has the same viewpoint on the law and the understanding of the legal system and the foundation documents of the country as someone that is 50 years old, who has been sitting on the bench for 25 years?
Who is this fucking retard?
I think that you're making a you're trying to make a gotcha question, and it's
not a gotcha question.
No, because I'm saying that I personally don't believe, based on my experience and based on the things that I've witnessed and based on the stories that I hear, there are people who can sit on the bench for 20 years and not be doing shit, but farting and stinking up the bench. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're better simply because you have more experience. Like, that's not how the best works. I mean, we have a whole president who his whole campaign was, I'm an outsider, I don't have experience, and that was the appeal, right? So I just don't buy this whole thing about you need experience. Like, you need education, you need qualifications, but experience, no.
Yeah, let me ask you, just give me a range. How old are you?
No, I'm not.
30s?
Yeah, no, 30s.
30s, okay, fair enough. Okay. And
some perspective.
Okay, so do you think that your worldview is different at the age of 30 than it was when you were 17?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you think your worldview will be different from the age of 30 to when you're 50?
That's a difficult question.
Yeah, it is difficult. I have a question for that because I'm old. I'm the oldest person in the room.
I doubt it.
Oh God.
Ask me that question.
We don't want to ask you anything.
Yep.
Okay. Hold on. We're getting way off. We don't need to be asking the people's age. James, you challenged me saying that it wasn't in the Federalist Papers. Federalist Paper number 68.
No, I believe you, Joe. I did.
Yeah,
I conceded that. I was like, you know what? I just never heard that part of it. So
hold on. I want to state it. What it's talking about, the Electoral College was put in place because there was nothing more to be desired than that every practicable obstacle should be opposed to cabal, intrigue, and corruption. So if we allowed an area of the country to centralize the vote, because you have to think not everyone goes and votes, that you could have a cabal rise up through legitimate or illegitimate means and flood the vote system with votes, and all the states would then have to adhere to that cabal.
Yeah,
And that was literally the reason why they put the electoral college in place.
Yeah,
It wasn't
they were anticipating territories. I mean, look at Montana. I mean, look
Montana.
at
At the time of the writing, at the time of the writing of the Federalist Papers and the Constitution, Montana wasn't even
territory
in their
What
own.
I'm saying is that they already saw this, because you take like Utah. Utah was almost like its own
Utah
country.
wasn't even a state, wasn't even thought of.
I know that.
Utah doesn't come around till like 50 to 100 years later.
What I'm saying is they
foreshadowed
this.
No, they foreshadowed human behavior is what they looked at.
Yes.
They saw how people are, at the desire of power, people are corrupt naturally, and they will do everything for power. And the reason the Electoral College exists is to restrain that desire of corruption.
You and I are 100% in agreement on this one.
Okay, I asked a question.
I mean, that wasn't the purpose of the Electoral College to prevent corruption. It had nothing to do with it.
But look, hold on. Did you miss what I said? Literally, Federalist Paper number 68. This is.
Yeah, I know what the intended and what you're trying to parse out. But the step against corruption was the checks and balances that they put into. This is where the impeachment process comes in. This is why you can have censure, why you can have various methodologies that exist within our governments to go ahead and do this. Most particularly the impeachment. We can impeach a Supreme Court. We can impeach a president. We can impeach a lot of people, even at the president's discretion. Any appointee that is chosen or confirmed by the Senate, we can impeach. These are not just simple little things. The Electoral College was more of not necessarily corruption, but a prevention of regionality power, most particularly during slavery, to prevent southern states from overwhelming like states like Rhode Island, New Jersey, etc. This is where the three-phase compromise comes into play. This is where a lot of things start to come into play and start to fall down when they started to frame the Constitution. But that part was not to ensure against corruption. What it was more along the lines was to ensure that regionality didn't occur, which would have gave power and dominance in one part.
Let me respond since you're challenging me. At the time of the writing of the Constitution and the Federalist Papers, which I'm citing here, Federalist Paper number 68, what the founders were afraid of was foreign entities seizing power of our government through the electoral process. The reason the Electoral College was put in place was to prevent foreign powers in their attempts to seize our government through corruption. That's literally what Federalist Paper 68 talks about. I'm just saying, look, where's your source? I'm
okay. But you both are correct, because I mean, if you're referencing Federalist Papers, I think it's like in the 70s when they talk about, you know, firmness and being like the permanent nature of judicial, and you know, like having senatorial will resist any kind of majority overpower or like whim of the masses. And I mean, you're correct, Joe, and you're correct, Viking. Both of you wrote important parts of life. I honestly cannot understand why people are still arguing for a banana republic. I think it's just because they feel like they are in majority right now, and they're willing to concentrate the power and have tyranny of the masses.
Okay.
But what they don't realize is, you know, the whims of the fate are very fickle, and as soon as they are in minority and their rights not protected, they're going to be screaming for electoral college again.
But isn't that what we
Okay,
actually have right now? Is that not what's
No, we
going on
No,
right
no,
now?
we do not have that
not,
right now.
it's not.
No.
Listen,
That's not.
okay.
Okay,
I just have one question, please. I'm so sorry, JJ. It's just y'all had a whole back and forth. I just want to cheat a little bit. Give me a little bit of taste of this. Joe, I have a question. So, like, everybody in this room who's an American citizen is required to pay taxes. How would you feel about American citizens being required to vote? Like, why? Like, since we're trying to crack down on the illegals and such, like, why don't we just like make it to where every American has to be educated enough? Because like all of the things that you're explaining, like the regular everyday American doesn't understand these things, and part of me thinks that that's by design. Like part of me feels like it's supposed to be confusing to the peasants, so that way, only 50% of us even try to vote, and then when we do, our vote isn't necessarily even represented as far as popular vote is concerned. But hey, who needs that? Because I mean, slave owners could own everything. But go ahead.
James, I'll make it fast. James, he asked me, but I'll make it real fast and I'll just pass you the mic. That's called compulsory votings. Countries like Australia and Canada already have this. You already answered your own question, because the peasant class doesn't really understand the government. So should we get everyone to vote or face a fine? People will just walk in and vote for Mickey Mouse and shit like that. It's not going to make the population.
But why not also require a little bit, instead of like the ad campaign thing that we have now, where basically voting for president is like picking between Coke or Pepsi. Why not have a system where like every voter understands the position of the person? Go ahead.
Because that's not practical.
No, I'm going to answer this question.
That's not
for
practical.
me. Hold on, Oscar.
No, not the way we work.
Hold on. Oscar, how do we increase the attention span of the average American from 30 seconds?
Well, I'm not really necessarily addressing attention span, but I'm just saying if people are required to, what I'm saying, if you don't mind, just allow me to finish. Just allow me to finish very quickly. So in the same way that I was required to have a cursory understanding of U.S. history and science and such before I even graduated high school, I think that we can require something like that in basic education. And I think that we could train people. Go ahead.
Oscar, I get your point. Ultimately, though, it's at the force of power. So at the end of the day, you're requiring the state to use power to enforce people to have to vote, rather than the knowledgeable people or the people that care about the system doing it on their own accord, doing it by their own will. What if a free American does not want to participate in the system? Don't they have the freedom to choose not to? I believe they do.
Yeah.
That's a free
I believe.
society. If we require compulsory voting, no longer are we then a free society. Now we have the state that has to use their power to enforce, either through, literally it'd probably be fines. That's what the other country does. But what if it escalated to that we're going to put you in jail if you don't vote? It could become ridiculous to a certain point. The reason
is that what's going on in the states that you mentioned that already do this? Or is it ridiculous in Australia?
They have fines. Yes, I think they fine.
But I'm saying, have they elected a monkey? Have they just elected a gorilla? You know what I mean?
But you're
No, not that they elected. That they issue when they go and vote. Someone will go in to vote for Mickey Mouse, so they don't get fined.
Okay,
that sounds like someone executing that freedom of not voting. That sounds like someone being able to execute that freedom by voting for Mickey Mouse.
Estimated out of 220 million American voters, only about 15% of that number are actually educated.
Okay, Marshall, I understand this, but
James gets to go, and then Marshall.
Let's bring this back a little bit. Okay, so with the Emancipation Proclamation and the enfranchisement of the southern states and the Black American, okay, the control mechanism was then to put in a whole lot of things like literacy tests. So these were themed racist, okay, but in reality it was it was more disenfranchisement. We have these arguments today with voter ID, Okay, so, and I agree with you. I think that no one should have a high school diploma without being able to pass the same naturalized citizen test that any immigrant has to come to the United States. So, yeah, you're correct. We have dumbed down the population. Now, to Joe's point, I do think that if you are a citizen of the United States, it is your civic duty to be required to vote. Now, you can opt out. You can, I mean, even Congress gets to vote present. So, but you do have to show up. I think we should have a national holiday. Most of the largest populations, including Brazil, which is like the 5th largest population, they have a national holiday. Everyone is required to vote, and you can vote. You can just show up and do present. But I think everyone, if you are going to demand the rights and privileges of the Constitution and be a stakeholder in this country, then your civic duty is to require to vote. Even if you just choose to vote fucking Mickey Mouse in, I don't give a shit. But I think that is part of what you are bought into. It is your birthright. Okay? Now, I'm a big fan of voter ID. I don't think anyone who is not a U.S. citizen should vote in any election. I don't think anyone that hasn't been born here for 3 generations should serve in our legislature, period. Because that's absurd. And so I'll land my plane there. So yeah, I agree with you.
But James, if you're going by people citing the Federalist paper, Hamilton himself would argue against you. He considered the majority of the population, well, quite frankly, retarded.
Yeah, I know. I've seen this. Yes. Okay. I get it.
I mean, he believed that a certain group of people should continue to vote to determine the pathway of it. One of the reasons for the electoral. He's kind of wrong in some of his writings there, but he actually thinks